They didn't crack. Man. I went through all that trouble.
Motherfucker. That's ridiculous.
How is it?
It is
refreshing.
I had to fucking, dude, the amount of hell I went through to get this canned water just so
Really?
we could have the crack, because, the
Right.
crack is the thing.
Right, you gotta have the crack.
And that shit, Liquid Death, they want $100 for that. That's
Oh my
ridiculous.
God.
It's $17.99 for a 12 cans of water.
I wonder if it cracks, though.
I bet that one does for sure. Yeah,
I mean, for that amount of money, you're paying for the
when
crack.
you pay, you get what you pay for.
Oh my God.
Apparently, yeah, no sparkling. Apparently, this is rainwater.
Oh.
And it says sourced from everywhere. How
hell yeah,
fancy
dude.
is that?
This is like God in a bottle or in a can.
Yeah, you're drinking Mother Earth, man. How was your trip back here?
Oh, it was good.
You
so
just see
far.
your family?
Yeah, I got to see mom and the sister and stuff and hanging out. Visited my friend. Recorded a little bass track with a friend I used to play in a band with called the Sporting Cast.
Yeah.
And we got our jam on and then threw some disc golf afterwards. My arm is sore as shit. I've never played that shit before.
You never played disc golf?
No, it was fun.
So that shit's pretty damn far.
Yeah, I was like, this is a par 3? No fuck.
Did you go to, what's that park? What's that damn park?
We went to Hyman.
Oh, okay. No.
Yeah, there's apparently a lot of them around here, but yeah.
There's a lot.
For sure. It was fun. Yeah. Super fucking muddy, though. Kind of ruined my shoes, but whatever.
When disc golf ruined my shoes, I'm never going back. Shit sucks.
Yeah.
Just kidding. So, good time then.
Yeah, no, it was great. Taking it all in, taking a fresh breath for like a moment, and then going back to work.
Is this just vacation?
For the most part, yeah. I mean, like, other than that little recording thing, I had no, like, boxes to check.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Just kind of like do whatever.
Yeah.
See these 5 people do this one thing and we're good to go.
I recorded a bunch of rain sounds when that fucking storm came in. Because in Denver, there's, like, almost no rain.
It's snow.
Yeah, dude. It's like, they say it's like 300 days of sun a year, which is, like, including partial sun. But anyway, it's like...
Wow.
I love rain so much, and you don't realize how much you don't get. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I didn't realize that, like, flash floods, like, they call it that because most other places don't get them, like, every, like, 3 fucking weeks or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're like, this is some serious-ass shit. And I'm like, this is like a normal-ass occurrence.
Like, this is just a regular storm. Y'all would thunderstorm.
Right.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, anyway, that was great. It's been good, man. Yeah.
It's been a good week. It's been all right. Working, just live. I live here though, so my life is just fucking normal for me.
Yeah.
What do you do for a living now? Computers and shit?
Man, I wish I would probably make more money.
Marijuana?
Yeah, I bud tend, baby.
Are you?
Yep.
How about that shit?
It's fun. It's just weed tail, you know what I mean? Like retail with weed around you. So it's fun to be like, hey, how's your hot? Like,
Did you
how
call
do you
it
like to get
weed
high?
tail?
Weed tail,
Weed
yeah.
tail.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and like getting used to like describing like, oh, what type of high are you looking for and all this other
Jesus.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, because it's gotten to the extremes now.
Yes.
It's gotten insane.
Yes, and then you still have to deal with customers who are very upset with that, and they're like coming in, they're just like, I haven't smoked in 35 years, and I just want something. And you're like,
that doesn't exist. Take
right,
this 5 milligram edible and pray.
Oh my God. Yeah, and we're like, take half of one. Like, everybody's like, man, I wasn't feeling it. And then I took, like, another, like, 2.5. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't you just have to let that one go.
Yeah, it's wild how much people still don't understand.
Dude, edibles are fucking tricky.
Yes.
Tricky little devils.
Yeah, people, like, I helped this one couple out. They came in, like, both just turned 21. They're like, we're going to get high for the first time on edibles. And I'm like... You guys need to go smoke a joint and figure life out.
You need to go find some ditch weed. Do that first, then come talk to me.
You got to escalate.
Yes, you really should escalate.
Oh, my God.
Especially with this new shit.
Yes. It's so wild. Yeah, that's a thing. So it's fun. Yeah. It doesn't make a lot of money, but
so do you grow it and shit, or?
You're
just the guy at the counter?
Yeah, I'm just that dude. Like, they come in, they're like, I need the highest percentage possible for the lowest amount, and I help them out.
Like dabs and shit, like all the all the weird
Oh,
shit
yeah.
that's coming out now.
Man,
You
we
get
got everything.
high. Y'all sell
Yeah.
all that shit?
Yeah, we got dabs, edibles, topicals. You can freaking like
Topicals.
You could
like
dose this
creams
water.
and shit?
Yeah.
Oh, like tinctures and
Yeah, all of that, baby.
just put it on whatever you want.
Just like every possible orifice.
You just a high body, just like I'm trying to ascend.
Oh my god.
Weed suppository.
Yo, my first dispensary I worked at actually did sell
bypass
those.
that liver.
Yeah,
You're
and then-
fucking kidding me.
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding you, and it's like super fucking.
Can you imagine? I'm
intense.
gonna get high real quick. Oh yeah.
I swear, like the first time, yeah, I worked with this one guy, and he would like every time I would check out for like the first like 4 times, he would like try to slip one of those in. He was like, "Bro, just boof it, bro.
Just
And
boof it.
It's so worth it." I haven't tried it, but I've done just about every other way.
I feel like he'd be too high. It would be one of those situations where you're like, I need to go to the hospital. I have done too much.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I know some people like have med cards and like they'll do like fucking 300 milligram doses.
Oh,
and yeah, dude.
I
like,
watched my fucking landlord eat the 600 milligram nerds rope and just walk around. And
medicated
just
nerds rope
just
sounds
be normal.
amazing.
It looked like it was delicious. I'm not fucking with that because did all 600 milligrams might be on the tail. That might be the last bite.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't
yeah.
like when they're all together. I like the bags, you know, 'cause
Yeah.
each individual one, it's like it's gonna be close enough.
Exactly. You feel like a little
Yes.
bit more safe about the
A little more in
homogeneousness,
control, yeah.
for sure.
Because I did a nerds rope, we cut it into 4s, and then we did one. I was like, I didn't feel anything. They were like, that's not how it works. That shit can settle as it's.
What? Oh, was it like a homemade nerds rope?
Oh, probably. Fucking hell. Dude. Just give me stuff. I take it.
Give me the deets. I need to. Who's your nerds rope guy?
They live here, so that's one red flag.
What are you talking about? Yeah. Anyway.
Did you move there to do that? Did you move to
no.
Colorado to do marijuana?
Like, I moved out with my girlfriend, and like she was doing college out there, and I knew I wanted to go to college for music production, and like I don't know, I don't know if that's offered here, but like when I was like.
Music, like, wait, what kind?
So, like, I tried to go to UCA at first, and they were like, we got this music production thing. And then you get there, and they're like, oh, not a program. Just like a little... we have a room where you...
Yeah. Actually, I don't know that we have that. Maybe Euler does, but I don't think we do have that, actually.
Oh, okay.
I see what you're saying.
I feel like that's one of the biggest need... Like, okay.
We could put you on the AV team.
Right, exactly.
You
I
can
say
put-
it's one of the biggest needs, and like I fucking like... I dropped out in Colorado as well.
I mean, they should start teaching that shit in high school at this point because everyone has. I was listening to a guy explain something, and he made a good point. He was like, 10 years ago, no one had a space. Like band people had spaces for practice, things like that. But now, most of the people you know have a room in their house where they can go to get on the computer to be viewed by other people.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have a space now. It's a very normal thing.
That's honestly a really good point because, like, you know, they want to teach like stock class and like all this stuff. They don't even want to teach you like home ec and how to like cook meals or like do your taxes or any shit like
I had
that.
a fucking 100 in home ec.
Hell yeah. Man, I went to Catholic school. We didn't even have home ec. We had fucking stock class.
That's
and, like,
crazy.
Computer
You
class
think it would
with
be the
PowerPoints.
opposite.
Yeah, it doesn't make any yeah, I know. You would think, but like none of these fucking places know what's up. It would be that would be super smart if they had like a self-marketing 101 and like it taught you like here's how to use a fucking one input interface
Reading,
and
writing,
plug in
arithmetic, marketing.
XLR mic. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like here's how you get ring lighting to like work in your favor and like just like here's how you produce content. Here's how you figure out like what type of stuff you can curate. Like no one thinks about that.
But is that short-lived? Because eventually the technology is going to be so fucking good, it'll be pitch black. You can turn on a camera and it'll look like broad daylight.
That's a good point. Yeah, they already have like AI working on shit and like.
I mean,
trying
they
to do
literally
presets
already
and
have
shit
a
for us.
camera that you can literally. It's like 4 million ISO, and you can turn all the lights off, and I could see you plain as day, like I'm seeing you right now.
That's fucking rad.
It's unreal. Yes, there's one. There's
Right.
one.
Yeah.
And Canon probably made this for the military. You know, who we kidding?
It's
Right.
grainy as fuck, but you can see everything.
But you can see it all.
rad.
It's like daylights on an old TV.
That's fucking so
Yeah,
cool.
it's neat. Actually, people should look it up because the video of it will blow your fucking mind. Because it's
I
a
will.
man
What's the name
standing-
of it?
It's I don't know the sensor. Just look up Canon.
We'll figure it out.
Type in Canon and like 4 million ISO,
Okay.
and it will pop up because
That's
it's the
fucking
only
rad.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. It reminds me of that, like, the blackest black fucking paint, like,
The Black
controversy.
3.0.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you seen the Pinkest Pink?
Yes, that dude. That whole dude, I think his name's like Stuart Semple or some shit like that.
Something like that.
He like fucking basically like rage invented multiple colors against that Anish Kapoor guy. He was
Yeah.
like, fuck you.
It's like, you're a dick, because you could only use that black if you bought it from him. Like, he wouldn't license it out.
Right. Ridiculous.
Yeah, and so this guy was like, well, we're just going to make one darker and better.
Yep, exactly. And
Yeah.
anyone except you can use it.
It actually says it.
Yeah, fucking rad. That's the type of petty I'm like, respect, bro.
So you're going to school, and you said you dropped out. So
Yeah, baby. I mean, basically, the timing
Punk
was weird.
rock.
I took a mental health break right before the spring 2020 semester. So, like, December
was that our-
2019.
Was that our COVID time?
It was right before. And
Right
then, like,
before COVID.
halfway through the term I would have been going towards, the lockdown happened, and I was like, well, shit. That was okay timing. You know? And then, like, I've just been working on a couple band things. I was in like a newer pop punk thing called Technicolor Riots. We were doing
Nice.
some stuff.
That's a good one.
COVID lockdown. Oh yeah, it was a fun name.
That's
It's
a good name.
what is that? I forget what reference that is, but you know.
Well, Technicolor is like old TV slang.
Yeah,
Brought to
there's
you
this
in Technicolor.
there's this fucking punk song called Riots in Technicolor, and like that's what it's referencing. But anyway, that was fun when we made an EP. I have an album of like shelved pop punk style material I want to like, you know, put back out with that. But then I started doing my solo stuff as well, and
I saw that.
yeah, man.
Yeah. Kurt sent me the link. I was like, oh, this is fun. The video, you jumping in the snow.
Yeah, you know, zero budget, you know, action. I was just like, fuck it, just snow. This will work, you know.
I got a phone. That's all you need.
Yeah, and then that lo-fi aesthetic, I was like, you know, I feel like sometimes when you ride the line between like professional and like when you're on that semi line with just a good phone camera, I was like, let's take it down a notch intentionally.
Yeah. Well, because
Stylized.
going up is harder, especially on a cell phone. Like crispalizing that image to make it look like it's not from a cell phone.
100%.
It's
yeah.
way easier to go VHS app, 99 cents, swipe, perfect, done.
100%. Yeah. Yeah, and it worked out great. And I made like some of those canvases with that same filter too, try to like tie it all together. It was
Yeah.
fun. You know, just doing like quick, what can I do to like add a little visual stuff in and like
Right.
not wear this hat for too long because I got to fucking put all these other ones on to get the shit out, you know? But yeah,
Ah, yes, the multi hats. We
Yes.
all wear 1,000 hats now.
exactly. I feel like we're all hydras in our own ways, you know?
Oh yeah, no, we're all like, just what? Yeah, you do that.
Right. You're working like full time and then also doing the band stuff and the podcasts and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it gets real fun. We had to do that this last time because I had to go out of state for damn near a month, and so me and Kurt just loaded these up in like 2 days. Just
How many did you do a day? Like
it
4,
was like
3,
2
4?
to 3, depending on when we could. And then like the last one, literally was Zach, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll come do it like right now," and he just drove over.
Zach
like,
Smith?
Oh, within like an hour.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
okay,
literally
yeah.
within
I was
the
just
hour
watching
was
that.
here doing the podcast. Like it was fucking mayhem.
That's fucking awesome. I mean, it must have been. It's one of those situations when you throw yourself into a marathon and you're on the other end of the gauntlet. You're like, God damn, I cannot believe we just did that.
It was something. It was really something. It was truly like, wow, we pumped out like each one are like 2 hours, 2, 4, 6 hours of content for each time. We got all the cards. Like we were in the room in between guests, like doing the sound editing. He's
My
editing
God.
the photos, sending me the photos. I'm putting them on the cards. He's dumping the video cards. The next guest walks in. We're bouncing everything down. Hey, give us a minute. Sit down.
Man. Wow.
Let's do it again. It was like,
Dude.
crazy. Like a montage in a movie. That's what it was like.
I was gonna say you should have like thrown in like another like field of view camera, just like time lapse the whole thing,
Time-lapse the whole process.
and just be like, you know that fucking like 7 days making a South Park shit. Just be like, you know,
right
check out how badass we are.
behind the scenes. Yeah, that's a great look into some wild ass production.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, just doing the one episode on a consistent basis is, like, impressive with everything you got going on. So
Even
that's
just
super
this
cool.
small scale. The bigger ones, it makes me terrified of how much power you need to operate something on those larger scales.
Oh, you mean, like
Like,
bigger
the amount of
podcasts?
team-
Or...
the amount of team and just computing power and products.
Yeah,
The amount-
definitely.
like something that seems so fucking simple is actually monumental and costs, $20 grand.
Yeah.
Every
sure.
one of those podcast studios has a minimum of $20,000 worth of shit in it.
Right.
You know?
For sure. People do not think about like the costs. Like you can start out super easy, but then like
Yeah.
it can add up super quick because you're like, oh, let's get another.
The
angle for
moment
this,
you
and,
want to
like,
start elevating, dude, it just goes just
Right.
exponential too.
For
Because
sure.
it really is endless.
Yes.
How far do you want to take it?
It's super important. I think like a lot of people like nowadays sometimes get hung up with like getting something and they don't like in mind have like what is this going to accomplish thing.
Right.
You got to be like goal oriented when it comes to purchasing shit because they'll make you buy whatever
That's
right.
right.
is shiny if you
Uh-huh.
aren't focusing like, oh well, I need this in order to get this done. But yeah. Sweet setup, you guys.
We're working on it. We actually just went and got a rack for this is going to be a merch wall soon.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
out in the garage. We didn't have time to set up. We got it yesterday, but it's here now, so we can take time to actually come here tomorrow and try to get all that situated. So yeah, it needs some.
That's cool.
It was outside growing vines.
Sure,
We
yeah.
just got it here.
Doing some secondhand
Yeah.
stuff definitely helps out.
But it's been a race. It's been wild. And then, the goal is, as you go up, you try to add the second camera back. Like, we did it at first, and it was like, this is not, there's no fucking way to.
Right.
To go- yeah. It took a day. It took Kurt a day.
Oh, just to compile everything.
just to compile
yeah.
it all and get it edited. Like, that's stupid.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
The timing just right
Yes.
where it, like, holds
Like-
your attention.
Yes.
Like making sure
And then
it's
we found out
snappy
people were
enough.
watching it like
Yeah.
that anyway. So we're like, all right, well, we just do one camera, and then it takes like fucking 30 minutes to put it.
I feel like
Yeah.
learning this, I'm saying, like, I think it's clear to see, start at what you think you're comfortable with or what you can afford. And then as it starts to move up, do your best guess as to when it should shift in quality each time.
Absolutely. And like again, like as you like go through things, like it's super great to be able to make those edits and not just be like, oh well, we're committed to the 3-camera format, so like
Right.
blah blah blah. It's great to be like, well, like diminishing returns on this extra
Right.
shit in there. Let's just
Well,
make
it's
it
diminishing
happen.
return, but also there's this weird thing where people are used to a certain thing, so it's like they see it and they don't even know why they're not attracted to it. But because all the professionals do it like this, it's seemingly if you have it, then you're automatically less than. But
I
you
get
kind of
what
just
you're
need
saying.
to
Yeah.
avoid that and just focus on your quality.
Yes.
And I feel like that overrides everything, really.
Definitely. I mean, you guys, every episode I've seen has been like very consistent, like,
Yeah.
listenable. And like, I'm just like, it's really like the presentation and the format's there.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, really just now, I feel like we nailed the aesthetic. Now it's just elevate the aesthetic. Like that, I feel like that's where we're at. It's at the
Yeah.
elevation point.
Yeah.
But that will wait. we will get monetization first.
Yeah.
Our big push this year is YouTube, baby.
You go and make it happen. I believe in you.
Manifest that shit. Manifest that shit. I need a vision board. That's
Yes.
what I do. That's what I'll do tonight while I watch Black Panther. I'll
Right.
make a vision board.
I've never made one of those, but like, yeah,
Hey,
you
I
gotta
believe
have,
in it, man.
Yeah. I got into this one thing called the Artist's Way. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's like basically the idea is it's got this idea where you do a 3-month program where you wake up every day and the first thing you do is you sit down and you write like 3 pages of like stream of consciousness, like whatever thoughts come on the page sort of deal. And that's been super helpful for helping me just like explicitly lay out my goals in my head and like, like get out of the race of thoughts and like kind of like streamline
Yeah.
like specific things
To
that
actually
it's leading
see it
towards.
and like
Yes.
maybe remove some bullshit. You're like, actually, that's not a good idea. Like,
Yes.
put that over here.
And also just like generally in life, just like, fuck, I've written about this like 5 times. I should probably deal with this. Or like, I should
Oh,
probably go
okay.
ahead and do the thing
Like
or whatever.
pattern recognition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's super great to just like kind of sort out your thoughts and helps me more like be more on track for the day. I'm not doing it right now, but
Right.
like I did it for like a year straight and I was like, it was like a brain cleanse.
I mean, man, focus it'll get you where you need to go. When you can fixate on something, we're very capable beings. We can get shit done.
Right. It's just like we live in a world of such distraction.
Yeah, we live in distraction.
For sure. And I mean, like, capitalism is like literally just trying to like hook you onto this thread.
It needs the next thing, yeah.
Yeah,
it just
'cause
needs
they're
you
like,
to want the next
if
thing.
you follow this thread, we get your money.
It's like those memes where you say it's like, look in the right corner. Oh no, left corner. No, on the foot, and blah blah. And it just keeps dragging.
Dude.
And you're like, how did I miss all of these?
And then how did like
And it still got me.
Exactly. As soon as like I fucking every single time, it's like they know exactly how to get me, and then I'm like,
And when I
did
see
lose.
one, and I'm like, no, where's the real one? And I end up doing it anyway. Because I can't it's like your brain, it's like some weird brain trick.
Yeah, I'm just like, listen, you're taking my hand. I am following you to the end of this one, you know?
Yes, me master.
Oh my God. Yeah, but yeah, that was definitely a super helpful thing for me.
Going to audio production school, I'm sure you like learned enough to get.
It did help quite a bit. There's like certain things where I'm still learning and blah 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 blah. But
Sure.
doing lots of it myself has helped.
I feel like as fast as this format moves, you're never done learning.
That's so
in
true.
audio.
It's so like it's one of those things where
Until AI takes over.
Yep. It's so fucking wild. To me, I think that art is super important as far as like perspective comes. There's no one right way to produce this type of song or this or
Sure.
that. So
absolutely.
like I think like one thing that's lost in a lot of modern production.
Too.
Yeah, I think one thing that's lost is like for me, I can't hear songs like anybody else. I got this set of ears and I got this brain attached to it.
My
so like
antenna, it receives things way different than your antenna.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I have tried to stop focusing as much on like, oh, how can I be the best, and more just like
myself.
how can I be the best version of myself? Yeah,
There you go.
absolutely. Because like that's all you can be is just like kind of support who you are. Like I'd rather be some like kind of weird guy who's on the edges of things than to be someone who's always
Forcing
just trying
yourself
to
be in the zeitgeist.
I'm really bad at like faking like the passion of an art style of thing, like
the character of it all.
yeah, well I can like, you know, if I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it.
Sure.
But like yeah, I don't know, there's like a line where at a certain point if I'm not passionate about it, I can only put so much in. Whereas like when my heart's into it, like it's like limitless. Like I can just like
I feel that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys feel that a lot with this podcast and stuff. It's
all the bands, the podcast, all that stuff. Then I've been getting back into drawing again. I really like that. Just at nighttime chilling, just putting on the iPad and just.
that's awesome. I was gonna ask what medium. That's cool.
Just that digital drawing. I got the pencil. And iPads are so cheap now, dude.
Yeah.
You can get an iPad for like a couple $100 now.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet.
You just chill on the couch, throw on some shit on the TV, you ain't watching it the fuck anyway, you know, and just like I'm doing this thing now. Like I used to draw. Like I drew that shit when I was 6 years old.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
That's
and I drew it for my grandmother my grandpa just died, and my 6-year-old brain I like drew her like an old man.
Oh wow.
And then I found that after she died at like cleaning out her house. So I went and got it tattooed on me.
That's so cool.
So I used to be really good at it, but we moved around a lot, so I didn't have a lot of friends and shit, you know, kind of one of those like closed in kids.
Yeah.
Just only I'm not a closed in person, but like we just moved constantly. By the time I was 16, I lived in 16 different houses.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't have like enough time to grow your roots and stuff.
Yeah. So now what I'll do is I'll go grab an image of this can and just trace. I'm just tracing, trying to get my
reference drawings,
dexterity back, and like, yeah.
That's rad, dude.
Yeah.
I took like a high school art class, and like, you know, I was okay with it back in the day. My mom's a really good painter. I mean, like,
that's awesome.
You know, she doesn't think so.
I don't get painted.
And my twin sister is really good at it too. But like, I'll do stuff every now and again. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Is it true that you can tell when stuff's wrong, like from forever away?
So there's like. Sometimes yes, because
the synchronicities.
Like it's not exactly like Spidey sense, but I feel like we kind of operate on a very similar wavelength. So like we may be going through something very similar, like not externally, but like internally. We're going through a similar process, even though she's like 1,000 miles away from me or whatever.
That's wild.
Yeah, and there's just small things like that. But then at the same time, like we're hilariously opposite in certain ways. Like you know. I was growing up, I always liked ketchup. She always liked mustard, or other way around. I always
Ketchup
liked
and
mustard.
mustard.
Yeah. But more recently, I've been a vegetarian since I'm like 15,
Okay.
and she's on a carnivore diet now, and like
just polar
lots
opposites.
Of,
yeah.
But then at the same time, like I feel like we vibe on that like that brain wavelength at the same. It's weird.
Like it's opposite, but it is the same because you're both going to one function.
Yeah,
like
it's
you went
almost like a
pure
foil
vegetable, yeah.
and two sides of the same coin as far as like the external, but the internal tends to
Right.
be, I guess that's how I would describe it.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
it's fun.
interesting. I don't know too many twins.
Yeah.
We only had like one set in my school, and it was two girls.
Were
and-
they identical?
Yes.
I feel like most twins that I have ever seen are identical twins. And
Are-
I've seen a couple sets at like the Catholic schools I went to and shit. But yeah, fraternal twins I feel like are less common. I don't know.
I think you're probably right. I don't know. I
don't know the stats.
I don't know the stats. I don't know that I know any of them actually.
You don't know any twin stats? What about Twin City stats?
No. Like paternal twins. I
Oh,
don't know
twins
that-
in general.
Yeah. Can't think of any anyway. Maybe I do. Know a lot of people, so it's like she gets weird.
Right. And sometimes like you don't, and then like again, twins are kind of low key. Sometimes you'll be like, "What the fuck? You guys are twins?"
Yeah. Oh, every time people are like, "What? You're not twins?" And they're like, "God, I'm sure that gets fucking old as shit."
Sometimes.
Here's our birth dates on our IDs. I met a kid whose legal middle name was Batman, at a Taco Bell once, and I'm like, I know you hate this, but you got to show me your ID. I have to know that
That's
this is
fucking
real, and it's
awesome.
fucking right there,
That's rad.
right there on his. And it was in Oklahoma.
Oh my god, that's funny as hell. But I do got a twin.
That's awesome.
True.
Shout out twins. Anyway, so were you doing weed just to get through school and stuff? Like a
Yes, kind
financial
of.
thing?
Like that was part of it, and also like, it's like, hey, get a license to get in this industry. I was like, huh, money? Like better money? It's
They're
okay.
making billions. Turns out, no.
Yeah, no, it's like minimum wage plus tips. So
You get tips?
yes, I do get tips.
That's interesting.
It's nice. It's like bartending sort of.
Oh, because like you made a good suggestion. They really like this thing.
Yeah, some people tip like percentages. Most people don't, but like some people come in and tip like food. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? You're tipping like 15% on this? Like, no way. Like, I ain't got that type of money. But I ain't gonna say no either. I'm not gonna be like, are
Denver
you sure?
people do. Cost of
Sometimes,
living
yeah.
there is insane.
Dude, it's fucking ridiculous.
It's
yeah.
unbelievable.
People
you look
are-
like a fucking mobile home's like $500,000.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
what the fuck?
People are getting squished right now.
Yeah.
And it got so much worse in the last like 5-10 years.
So do you have any comparing it to like an alcohol bar? Do you have anybody just sitting there and just like, man, girlfriend left me, man, just sad as fuck, just getting high as hell?
Oh my god. Kind of.
It's like the
so
opposite end, be like the aliens, man.
the one
They're
right.
in my brain.
Yeah. You hear all sorts of crazy shit over there, bro. Like I had this one like QAnon dude come in, like start talking about like,
Oh yeah,
oh dude, and that
that'll
shit was
liven
wild.
up a room.
I wasn't even helping him out. He was next to the customer I was helping out, and this guy was like making eyes at me, being like, "Are you gonna kick this guy out of here?" And I was like, "They have handcuffed me. I have no fuck."
Right.
There's this dude that this is skipping, but like, there's this dude that parked his fucking tow truck that he's working for a tow truck company. He parked it in the middle of the fucking street, and then jaywalked over to our place to get weed or whatever.
Love it.
As I was leaving, and I called, I was like, yo, just so you guys know, this motherfucker parked in the middle of the
middle
street.
of the road.
Yeah, so like we told him not to do that. He fucking flipped and like started saying all sorts of crazy ass shit, like really disrespectful, offensive stuff towards the staff. And then the dude sends an email to like the owner and gets himself unbanned. I'm like, you guys have no fucking balls.
Right,
Like,
right. Yeah,
let's
well, they just
figure it
want the
out.
money.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
exactly.
he buys like $500 a week in weed, man.
He
What do you-
doesn't. He looks around and gets like one joint. Like that's the thing. It's
Y'all
like,
sell just joints?
oh
I've
yeah,
never been inside of a weed place, so
it's
I don't
fun,
know.
man. We sell all sorts of stuff. There's a shake wall where you can get like a $15 eighth, and it's just like the last of whatever's out there. It might be nugs. We got here. Come on over right now. We'll just take a flight. I'm just kidding.
What do you got for cheap?
Let's see.
I got $8. I need to fucking.
Shit. You can get a joint. You can get a joint pre-tax. You can get,
Oh,
like-
really? Damn it. Is that much for one joint?
Yeah, it's like $10.
Holy shit.
Yeah, for sure.
That seems steep.
It is. Yeah, and the tax is like 20%.
But I guess you didn't have to do nothing for it. You just had to show up with $10.
Yeah.
I want to be
For
high
sure.
now. Thank you.
Also, it's definitely like for the most part, the quality's definitely worth it.
I would assume.
Yeah, I would
fresh
freaking
mountain
hope
air.
so. People are on one out there as far as like tolerance goes. Like, there's this
I
one
did
dude.
4,000 milligrams for breakfast.
There's this one dude that came in. Do you know about infused joints?
Where they put the
Wax and stuff in there.
Yeah.
So there's this one brand called Caviar that does that, and this one dude came in and was like, "All right, so here's what you do. All right, so you buy one of those Caviar joints. It's like a 1.5 gram joint with a whole bunch of wax in it. It's like a big freaking chunker, and then go get a 100 milligram bottle of these liquid gummies, and then buy a 100 ml bottle of this Can of Punch." And then you put the liquid gummies in the Can of Punch. You smoke the Caviar joint. You drink so he's like screwing himself up with like
Jesus
half of a
Christ.
daily limit of weed. And he's just like, and that'll get you set for the night.
That's tonight. No, I would be high for 9 days if I
That's
did
what
all
I'm
that.
saying, bro. I'd be waking up high, like higher.
Hallucinating, just like, oh no.
Yeah. But yeah, I think some people have not kind of like taken that scope back and been like, huh, I'm spending $100 to get high once.
No. I did 100 milligrams once, and that was a fucking huge mistake. That was the tip. I was just like, oh no, and everything just
Right.
Fingers start wiggling
Yeah.
and shit.
And you're like,
my God.
oh, this is how they compare it to all those other crazy drugs. Yeah. This is
Too
where they
wet,
got that from.
too
yeah,
much.
For sure.
I miss old weed, man. You just got a little high.
Right.
It
Yeah.
costs nothing.
That's what I'm saying. And like, even with those regular joints, like I could just puff it like twice and I'll be like,
Oh yeah.
You
There's
know.
no such thing as regular anymore.
yeah, for the most part, not out there. But it's cool, you know. It's fun, you know.
It seems like it probably would be a fun job. You're gonna see all the characters
Yeah,
because
definitely.
everybody smokes weed.
That's another thing is it's a really good cross section of like the community.
Right.
You get old people who like they're just trying to relieve pain in their joints.
Amen.
You got you got like
As
old
he
and
rubs
young
his
stoners.
knee.
Yeah, I swear, bro.
Dude.
I don't know what's going on. We were not gifted this generation. I feel like we're all fucking up on our knees and our backs already.
Oh yeah, mine are already toast. My this right knee's toast. Yeah, I really got to do something about it.
Yeah, I didn't realize all that like headbanging was gonna be so intense.
The CTE from the headbanging community is going to be through the roof, man.
Oh, dude, that's gonna be really bad stats.
We got to be getting there because all of us, like the early adopters of this super headbanging, we're all pushing 40 and into our 40s now.
Whoa.
They have to be starting to get that weird, like, what you told me that 4 seconds ago, Bill?
Oh,
Did I?
Yeah,
that
right.
weird dementia.
exactly. Yeah, life is wild, bro.
It really is. When
Yeah.
you're like forcing, your brain is just in there slamming
Yeah.
back and forth and back.
It's like I don't know how else to express myself.
My future's going to be riddled with
Oh my god.
doctor's visits.
Right? That'd be fun. Oh man. Good thing we got insurance. Oh,
Oh wait.
good thing we got universal health. Go.
We have
We'll work on
nothing.
it.
Nah, just die. It's fine.
Check it out
You
in
don't
the
have
next
dementia if you're dead.
Oh my god. That's ridiculous.
Solved it.
Boom. Hell yeah. What's that project that you're in that you just released something on Bandcamp earlier this year?
Oh, that's Lame Johnny.
Lame Johnny.
That was made 3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And
We
it's
had a
just-
whole release plan and everything. Did it in our buddy's garage, and our drummer Justin, he got in a horrifying car crash. Literally the day we were going to film the music video, the night before. Sorry,
Oh my
he went
god.
out. He went out to get something for that at his parents' house, and
That's crazy.
yeah, oh yeah.
That's
he
terrible.
just started drumming like mid last year, again.
Oh man, that's awesome that he's getting back into it.
What's even crazier is we lost it. You know, everything's digital now.
Yeah.
It's the first experience I've had with lost digital. Like, I'm like, I don't have it. Cody, he's like, I don't have it.
Oh, you
Justin's
didn't
like,
know where
I don't
it
have
went?
it. Like, no one knew where it was stashed away.
Okay,
I
yeah.
started looking through hard drives. Why the fuck would it not be in my hard drive? Where is this record at? One day I'm just bullshitting. I'm like, I'm going to clean up my Drive account because I need space in my and there's a folder, and something told me, click it. Don't just delete it. Like, click in the thing. And I clicked in it, and then there was stuff in there, but there was another folder, and none of this is labeled like Lame Johnny. It's just like RJ. It was like the original drag and drop file type. Clicked on it, whole fucking record sitting right there. And Kurt's like, leak it. And I was like, here, you leak it. Sent it to him a month later.
Dude, that's awesome.
Booyah.
That's so great.
And it really forced the hand too, because now everybody's like, "When are y'all playing again?"
Right? It sounds really cool, man. As soon as I heard the opening track, I was like, freaking Tony Hawk Underground vibes, bro. I felt like I need to be like grinding some rails and doing mad combos to this. It's got
just enough gritty sound to it where it's like it's not this polished thing, and it's the really angry vocals.
Yeah. So you're doing guitar and vocals on that? Mm-hmm. You normally drum, right?
Yeah. In the other bands I drum. Like
That's
Maya
cool, man.
Sore, I did drum and sing for a long time, but now I just mostly drum. I got away from the singing and drumming thing.
Yeah.
And then Crows, I just drum. And then in Lame Johnny, guitar.
That's cool, man. That's really sweet. It's
Shinfo's just guitar. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but like I needed an outlet because like I love playing guitar, but I needed a way to write songs that I wanted to write that weren't. So you always have to start another fucking band.
Yeah.
Like,
isn't it? You're talking about like it didn't fit into the genre or the type?
Yeah, and then like we've been writing some Shinfo songs, and I wrote another song, and the riff is sick. If I had a guitar here, I'd fucking show it to you. It's one of the coolest fucking things I've ever written, and it fits nothing. So I'm just like, maybe I thought about starting a new project that's digital only.
Okay, like a studio project.
Where like me and Justin can just have these one-off tracks that just don't fit the narrative in any band and just stick it there. Like, hey, here's some shit to listen to.
Is it like a heavy band or like what type of vibe is it?
It's big. It sounds big.
Okay.
Like this track I'm telling you about, it would be something like, it's just kind of grand. Like the sound of it is just grand, and it doesn't really change much, but it's just like drony.
Okay.
It'd be more towards like a Doom-esque pace.
Okay.
But it's just a song. It's just a song.
That's pretty cool, man.
If you stuck some vocals on the big part, oh my god, it'd be so good. It's a good song.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
But it fits nothing.
I understand how that goes. I'm kind of in that dilemma right now. Like, that's kind of how I started my solo project. Is like, I was writing an album material for that Technicolor Riots thing, which a lot of the influences for that were like Motion City soundtrack and like. I'm really big into Weezer and like that kind of...
I noticed. Yeah.
So that was a thread running through it too, and like Fall Out Boy, and that was kind of like the vibe there.
Okay.
I was writing some like really indie rock stuff, which like the kind of first seed for that was that Fell Flat song, the one with the snow video. So I was writing that riff and like going on that, and I was like, this is fucking rad. This does not fit what I'm playing at all. Where does this go? And I was like kind of tossing around a couple of songs that were in that same overall ethos, I guess, just like indie rock, whatever.
Right.
And like essentially, I got that album written. COVID breakup happens, and I already had like 5 or so songs I was working on with that, and I was like, okay, that works. And then kind of put it together. The final record, These Octagonal Eyes, is like it's like half of it could just be a really cool chill indie rock EP, and then the other half is just like there's a couple like alt rock like heavy guitar, like kind of like Smashing Pumpkins, Weezer, like nasty guitar, but like still clean vocal sort of deals, and then like a couple piano songs. Like it was kind of just like These Octagonal Eyes is like referencing like my angular view of life, and also like the multiple perspectives and like I guess like styles on that record.
It's a cool name. Is it out?
Yeah, that's the one that like one of the in the link I sent you.
I couldn't find that. I watched the YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll go back and listen to it. No, because I like that song. It was catchy.
Cool, man. Yeah. There are a couple other like Already Home and Houses, Money, People. A couple other songs like that have that vibe, and then there's another song on there called Lumberjack, which it's like a heavy alt rock sort of just like anthemic kind of rock thing, and but also very minimalistic. Like I sent out some like track reviews, and everybody was like, nice, very minimalistic production. I was like, I know exactly what you mean. But it very much fits the vibe because it's just about like a logger as a metaphor for songwriting, going out into the woods and like looking for his kill, as in like inspiration and lines, and like curating material and then like manufacturing like the goods from it or whatever. And that was a really fun song to write. I put a demo of it on Rivers Cuomo's from Weezer's like little chat website he had built.
Yeah.
He had this demo player for his demos you could purchase from all these albums that Weezer's put out.
Oh,
like,
that's sick.
Yeah, it's like all like early versions of songs and like just like random riffs and like thousands and thousands of songs and files.
I'm sure that's all you do when you make it to his level. You just play music all fucking day.
That's all I want to do, man, is just be able to like freaking like, you know, cycle through that and be able to curate as much as possible. Yeah. But like I put a demo on there because he has a section for neighbors, just like other fans, and he listened to it and was like commenting in the chat one day while I was at work. He was like, "Guys, Lumberjack is rad." Like, and
no
then like,
shit.
yeah.
How
and
about
I was
that?
like, no way. And I was like at lunch getting Qdoba, and like I was checking the chat, and everybody's like, Mike. And then I check, and then I'm like, oh, dude, I'm so glad you like it. Blah 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 blah. Doesn't respond. Less than 5 minutes, I go back on the shift. He's like, Mike, I like Lumberjack. Comes back again. And like, yeah, I was like, dude, that's super sweet. And
isn't that the best?
It was amazing. It was really such a like validation, because you know, it's great to like get that like, okay, this is not trash every once in a while sort of vibe.
Yeah. A nice pat on the back is really all it takes, and from the guy, that's even better. It
was really cool. And basically like we hooked up after that, like in August when he was doing the Hella Mega Tour. He came around in Denver and was like, hey, anybody in town? And I was like, hey, what up? So,
what up, River?
Yeah, so I went and like met him downtown, and we like walked Cherry Creek for a bit and like talked shop for a while. It was fucking awesome. And
that's wicked.
It was amazing. It was very inspirational for like I would say like that's probably in my top 5 of like key moments to get me to like realize I just need to keep doing the thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
it's also one of those where you're in it and you're just like, is this my life? This is crazy.
It was incredibly surreal. Yeah. So like we talked for a while. He gave me a bunch of advice on like, you know, like how to do things, and he was like, you should get a producer and da-da-da. And I was like, working on it.
Yeah.
And also, you know, like all the label stuff, and I'm like, it's harder and harder to find those around, and they exist, but I feel like I'm kind of a more introverted person, and a lot of these are like on kind of like a network, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're not in the network, they're like, well, who the fuck are you?
Right.
Like, so
you're that guy someone brings to a party one time, and they're like, just trust me, man. And you know, then all of a sudden you're starting to just pop on multiple things.
Right. Yeah, basically. I need that like that crux. And
that in.
Yes, it's really helpful to have that. I'm definitely
gotta inject yourself.
Exactly. I'm very bad putting myself in the needle, so to speak.
It's tough, man. It's tough, and it's tough to like, because then you do it, and you'll have a great time. You really will, but then you gotta do it again and again and again. So it's like,
for sure,
you have to remove that part of yourself that just wants to sit inside and not do that.
Yeah, it's not that I don't. It's like, you know, it's the anxiety of just like, fuck, I always have that feeling of like, no one knows me. No one has any understanding of why I could even be here. Wait, why am I here? That sort of shit. I'm super good at doing that in like party situations and stuff. But, you know, I'm getting over it. Yeah. I'm getting better at like digital reaching out.
Ah,
like,
yes.
Yeah.
That whole thing.
Yeah.
Clearly. I mean, it worked.
Right.
Walking around River Park with fucking Rivers Cuomo, that's amazing.
It was really fucking awesome. And yeah, it was really helpful. Cool guy. He like handed me a couple tickets for the show or whatever, and we got to like see him the next day. That was fun, baby. Yeah, and you know, sometimes you just need like a wake up call in a way or something.
There's that little inspiration too, though.
Definitely.
Sometimes you get defeated. You're like, fucking, why even keep this going?
Yeah. You know, it's a hard line to walk.
It is.
But like I had like a near-death experience in like 2017, and like that would be like the top of my list for like reasons to keep going.
Right.
It was my dumbass fault. I basically fell off a waterfall in like Grand Lake, Colorado, because I got too close to the edge. I was like, I can totally sneak down here and get close to the.
Did it suck
Yeah.
you off the edge, the water pressure, or
It was like,
Sucked him off over there.
nah.
sucked me off real good?
I
into
was
the
like-
ambulance.
I was like on the side, like with just like some like dirt and rock and shit, and it was just like something that I thought was steady was not. I slipped, I hit my head on a rock, and then my pelvis on a rock, and then like fell into water, swam to the side, had to get airlifted out, whole thing. But like as I was like swimming, like literally like the life flashed before your eyes. It was like a checklist of all these things I hadn't done. I was like, oh shit, I've never like
Damn.
put out like my own music with my like my thoughts on it, and like
Right.
I've never been part of a full length album. I've never like
Oh,
there was just
shit.
all these things where I was like, fuck, I thought I would have done this by the end of my life.
Right.
And
Which is
yeah.
in like 7 seconds apparently. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, honestly, it was fucking really powerful because, you know, like, I'm sure like lots of people struggle with depression, and like I am one of those people. It was one of those things where you can be in like ideation, you know, situations throughout your life, and you're like, fuck. Thinking about really bad intrusive thoughts and shit. But in that moment, it was such like a kind of clarity of just like, no, I really want to be here because I've got all these things that I need to share into the world.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, it was less like, oh, I need to do this for myself. It was more just like, oh man, dude, I'm going to spend all this energy and like soak in all this sun and all this oxygen, and I'm not even going to like share with the world.
Share it
That's
out, yeah,
wild,
yeah.
bro. That's selfish. I should like work on that.
That's a wild thought as you plummet down the water depth.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you know, that was my only time doing ketamine and fentanyl. That was fun. And it wasn't what got me on the waterfall. Let's clarify that.
Were
There
you on,
happened
like,
to
a
be some
journey, like a
medics.
spiritual journey thing, and then it
I
just
took
went
one.
awry?
I took one like after,
yeah.
but like I was like chilling on the rocks after they got me to a kind of like flat and dry-ish
Right.
spot. And then like there happened to be some medics around, and like this one nurse or whatever had, I forget which one it was, but it was one of those, and they like, you know, dosed it in a very medicinal way. And like got me fucking all loopy while they had to call in a helicopter.
Helicopter.
It was stupid, man, because I was like right next to like where they could haul me out, but it was like a vertical area. So they were like debating, are they gonna get the helicopter? Are they not gonna like? But I'm just like high as shit, like
Sitting there
looking into the
bleeding
stars,
out,
just like joking with
"Ah."
these guys who are like wrapping me in a foil blanket, just like, hey guys, man, that was wild. I can't.
How's my head?
Right. That I guess it was okay because I didn't get any broken stuff here, but I did slam my head. They had to clean out my pelvis, but everything else is all good.
I had to clean out my pelvis.
Yeah,
Fuck.
you know, like got a little scar there, but I know like people go through worse shit all the time.
Oh, for sure.
But it was like it was close enough for me where I was like, uh-oh. And like that and that artist way thing, and then like getting validation from people, especially like Rivers, like that's really
Oh, that's fucking crazy huge. That's one
Yeah.
of the biggest musicians in the world, dude.
right. I guess those were the things that like that type of stuff I was really propelled to just never say die, you know. And you know, it's not like when I was in a pop punk band, like back in the day, like I joined that band, the supporting cast, when I was 15 because I
How
like
about that?
it was fun. Like they had just put out the little like 5-song EP, and I learned it all note by note just by ear. And I was hanging out in the band room.
What year was this?
This was 2010.
Okay.
Like I'm just hanging out in the band room at Tyler Baki's house where they did all that stuff. Like David Gear, the guitarist, is just sitting there like playing Madden on Xbox, and I was like, "Hey, can I see your Les Paul real fast?" And he was like, "Okay, sure." And I just start playing the opening notes for the record, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And like that's kind of how I kind of like, you know, I wasn't able to like sell myself as far as being like, "Hey, I'm good,"
Right.
or like I was just like, "Let me just see if I can crank this out," and like, you know, show them that I'm valuable.
Let
in
me
this
show
way.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm not
So
going
that's
to
how I got
ask.
him
I'm
there.
going to show.
Yeah, I am very bad at like selling myself outside of like that. Like I'll describe what I do and people are like, okay. And then I'll just whip out a guitar and start playing and like, okay.
Okay.
Like that's when people tend
Right.
to like understand a little bit better like what the fuck.
Oh well,
I
yeah.
do, I
Well,
guess.
that's like describing playing heavy music. What, that screaming stuff? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
that screaming stuff.
Yeah. I mean, there's a whole bunch of lines there. I was just talking the other day with my sister, like, I guess I don't really like certain aspects of modern metal production, but it's like, I think it's more like, I really like raw sound. Like, I
No, they
like,
pushed it to the edge of it's all perfect. There's not one out of place anything.
yeah, like, I tend to like stuff that sounds, like, not necessarily intentionally gritty, but just like, it's got that charisma and
Raw.
a soul.
The
Like,
unprocessed version of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's one reason why I like that Lame Johnny shit sound. Like, I was like, whoo.
I mean, that's as raw as
Damn.
it gets. That should have been an album we did in a room, but we didn't have the means to do it. So it's as close to that as we could do.
Is it like
It's-
individually tracked?
It's all drums, bass, vocals, guitar, but it was one and dones. They were playthroughs. They weren't.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't go back and hit the thing. It was just get it in the can, like play it as good as you can. And we added a few things. There's a couple songs that have like that indie vibe, like that.
Sure, yeah.
They slow down and they do that, that reverse chording thing and want to do a little finger tapping. So we added that stuff in. But other than that, it really
Right.
was just like take. And the vocals were especially.
I really respect that. Like when I was recording, or just in general when I'm recording, I really
Right.
like to tell people, I'm like, all right, we can do what you want and stuff, but like, and I do this myself, I really like the idea of doing full takes to like get a good anchor take down that's like, this is the performance, and then we'll just kind of like edit and tweak from there instead of just being like, here's this piece, here's this
Yeah, I like
piece,
that.
copy
I like
paste.
that more. Which I get. I like both,
Sure,
depending on what I'm listening
they
to.
absolutely have pros and cons.
But I like that for myself the most. Is like
Yeah.
that. Get the performance in there, and then hey, you fuck the thing up a little too much, because sometimes the fuck ups are the best parts.
Yeah, and sometimes it adds, and you're like, "Whoa, what the fuck happened there?" And he's like, yeah, I hate that," and it's like, keep that. And I don't know, there's like that magic that can be lost when you're trying to be too OCD about like, this is the part.
You'll
Get
ruin
right
it for sure. You
Yeah.
can ruin a song by over.
Right.
Just let it be. Once it's
Yeah.
in the thing, that was the song. That's how you wrote it. That's how you played in the room. Let it
Right.
be.
Yes, exactly.
Otherwise,
Thank
you're
you,
gonna-
Paul McCartney.
Yeah, because otherwise, well, you really will. I mean, you see it all the time. Those memes where the guy's like fried and she's like, "You're not working on that verse for the 300th time, are you?" And he's just got
Right.
the soundboard, just fucking cigarette hanging out.
Yeah,
his mouth.
exactly.
Yeah.
For sure. I definitely really vibe on that because it's like that's how you get the soul and the natural like the essence. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to suffocate it.
No. Unless it was meant to. I see. That's the thing. It's like unless it was meant to be like that. Like there's bands like they are the polished bands, and that music came from the tooling. Like that.
Yes.
The idea to make this crazy came from the machine and all this stuff, and like we can make it better and better and better and better and better. And now it's just
We
to this
can make
thing.
it better.
And now it's just to the point where, yeah, you can stick it in this thing, and it's just going to be the most pristine thing you will ever fucking hear.
Right.
You know?
And it's super great to have that line and stuff. I guess for me as a listener, I really like that soul is what I'm listening for
wanna
in the
feel
average
it
track.
More
Yeah.
than just listen to it.
I want to feel like this was coming from a room.
Yeah.
In a lot of instances, not always, but that's what like gets my gears going. Like if I can believe that this was performed somewhere, I guess.
I feel like I'd probably 70-30 or whatever.
Yeah, you have a balance.
Like I like 30% of the fully polished stuff because I do like some records that are like high end.
Absolutely.
But more often than not, I am listening to like classic rock or something smaller end. But hell, dude, motherfucking bands nowadays,
Yeah.
they come out, they're like, we're brand new, and they put out this single, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like the most professional shit in the world. It's like you haven't even played a show yet. That is amazing.
Yeah, I that always blows my mind. But yeah, like I would rather, for me, like that's one reason why, like I'm working on this new piano album now called Pont Neuf, which like Pont Neuf. Yes.
Neuf.
So it's like
PONT?
yes,
Okay.
NEUF, which means Bridge 9 in French, because
Okay.
it's the 9th bridge, I guess, in Paris or whatever. Built a long ass time ago.
Fancy.
Yeah, and it was basically I had like a jot down in a journal. Sometimes I like to write songs by like different means and like experimenting with stuff.
Right.
There's this one that I've been trying, which is like give myself a concept or like kind of a very big overarching general idea. That's how I wrote the Lumberjack song. I was just like Lumberjack as metaphor for songwriter, and then I just kind of
That's
like
a much better version than my Lumberjack song. We had a Lumberjack song too.
okay,
It was called I Was a Lumberjack Once.
okay,
And this song literally just like, I was a lumberjack once. I really was for a day.
that's fucking rad. Hell
By
yeah.
mistake.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean by mistake?
So my buddy brokered this deal with this giant, there's like estate subdivisions where they have massive pieces of land and they all live in the same gated community.
Okay.
But the houses are damn, they're not next to each other. They're acres apart.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Well, they have just woods everywhere and they needed everything cleared up, or so we thought. So he's like talking to him, and it turns out they were saying two different things but agreeing.
Oh no.
So himself and the homeowners association were saying the things they were saying, going, yeah. He's like, bro, we got it. And I was like, this crazy thing. It was supposed to be this whole ordeal where we're going to come in and clean up the whole face of the place. And it was all tree dropping and cutting up stuff and blah, blah, blah. We started day 1, day 2. They come in there like, what are y'all doing? And he explained it, and they were like, oh, that's not what we thought that was. So they paid us for the work we did, and then we just did the thing they wanted, and it was like 2 days worth of work.
You guys thought you were being lumberjacks, but what did they want you to be?
They just wanted us to fucking clean the front. Just the front.
Oh, okay.
We thought that was the visual
Like just
of it all.
landscape?
Like, get all of the fallen trees out and like get all this. They just wanted, basically landscape.
That's
like,
funny as hell.
but a little bit above landscape.
You're like, wait, so I don't need this plaid shirt?
Yeah. I was pretty upset actually. I was like, damn, man, I was looking forward to that.
God, I was telling everybody that I'm a fucking logger
I'm
now.
a lumberjack now. It's supposed to last like this whole long time, and like we were so stoked. Our dreams got crushed fucking immediately.
What band is that song with?
My Hands to War. It's an old one. We don't
okay.
even play it anymore. It was never caught on tape. It was like a ballad-esque. Yeah.
I was hoping I could go listen to it, throw it on a playlist.
There's an idea we've been tossing around to do like just can all of the songs that we don't play anymore, because we had so many, but we just never made records, dude. We were a live band.
Yeah,
We never gave a shit.
For
we
sure.
were like, fuck it,
Yeah.
We'll do it some other time, and we would write and we would go through so none of our phases
Are recorded.
captured.
Right. Why don't I mean
There's
like
no growth. You
that would-
can't see growth in us.
yo, that would be so rad if you just like kind of like took some time, separate out of the phases, and just do like an EP collection.
We
And then
talked
it's just,
about
like,
we talked about
phases.
we
or
just
something.
talked about calling it old shit.
That
That was
work
just going to be
great.
the name of it, just old shit. Because
Very
to
honest.
us, it's 15-year-old material. Some of this stuff,
Yeah.
and we don't give,
Right.
like, oh my god, I don't want to play this ever again. And we're at a really nice point now where we don't have to,
Yeah.
because now something is in stone. We got this record we've been sitting on, so once it's out, it's like, well, that's who we really are,
Right.
because that's who we are now.
For sure.
So we don't have to play the old stuff unless we just really want to throw it out at a home show.
Yeah. When's the record coming out?
Don't know. That's a good question. That's a really good question.
Well, cool. That's rad. I mean, I think
needs
it would
to be
be.
soon, but probably summertime, I would hope.
I know how that shit goes. But yeah. Well, best of luck with that. Looking forward to it.
And me too.
Yeah. Shit. So that song, I started writing it because like I wrote another thing in my journal. It was like it was like idea of getting sucked into a painting so realistic that like it takes you to the place quite literally. Kind of super silly and on the nose, but anyway, I was like, all right, that's awesome.
It's a good concept.
I don't know what painting that's gonna be, and I was like, I'm gonna sit on that for a while. I'll find the painting. We'll get back to it. And then I kind of like did a little. I was like, I think it's gonna be an impressionist painting. Kind of like one of these. It's kind of landscape. And then I kind of looked around for a bit. I don't remember how and when it came up, but
Would you
I
do
found
like Goodwill and stuff? Like vintage
no, it
flea
was all
markets?
online shit.
Oh, okay.
Like I was. It's funny. Do you have a Chromecast?
No, I had a Fire Stick at one point.
Okay, well, like the Chromecast, it does like the little standard like background when you're not like playing anything.
Sure.
Like as I was starting to look up a whole bunch of these paintings and like try to find which one was going to be
in
the thing.
screensaver.
I don't know if it came up, but like it immediately started. you know, it was like, I guess Mike's into impressionism now. So it's
Here
just
you go, Mike.
all my fucking, like, even now it's just all impressionist paintings on the thing. But,
Oh, right now, my phone, when we leave here, I'm telling you, I'll screenshot it, and you know it's going to pop up at a damn impressionist
right.
painting.
Oh my God, they're listening. And they're like, God, I don't want them to be listening. I just want these people to be listening.
Yeah, we're giving it all away anyway.
Right, I know.
You know, like, it's like, what the fuck? It's like, don't listen to me, but also I have a podcast.
Please check it out.
Can you subscribe to the thing? Yeah.
Please find as many people as you
Please,
can to listen
yeah.
to this, just not the government.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's funny as shit. But yeah, so I found the painting and I was like, this is it. And it was a painting of that bridge. And
Okay.
then I wrote a song about it called Pont Neuf. And then,
Enough.
yeah, and then I like started writing some more songs as I was finishing up that octagonal one that were like more on piano. And I
Sure.
was like, these kind of have like a sad studio, like chamber pop type vibe. So I
Chamber pop.
yeah,
Nice.
you know,
Haven't heard that one before.
right? Well, you know, like Eleanor Rigby, like the Beatles stuff, like stuff like that.
I
Like,
gotcha.
and I guess like it's like, you know, just
No, I
like
get it.
standard stuff, but like with strings or like orchestral instrumentation.
Right.
And yeah, like started putting stuff together, and it started becoming more and more of a vision. It went from an EP to an album because I don't know
course.
how to. Yeah.
I'm going to stop. Now it's
Yeah.
a double LP.
Yeah, and you know, like now I have like 9 tracks, and then I have like a couple instrumentals I'm trying to like do as interludes and stuff. And
My fave.
yeah,
Yeah. The instrumental interlude is my favorite.
hell yeah. What do you think is a good length for an interlude?
Anywhere from a minute. Like, I think you need at least a minute. You can do 30 seconds, but really that's just a bridge into the next song. Minute to like 2.5 would be like pushing it.
Yeah,
Because
for
I'm going
sure.
to lose interest. You have to, unless you can keep adding the layers.
Yes, exactly.
But
I
like
agree.
minute and a half is probably like the sweet spot.
Yeah.
But I'll take up to like 2.5, so long as it keeps building. Because you know they want to build and build and build, and then you want to drop into that next song.
Yeah.
And just so it just hits. Pow.
Definitely,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. Anyway, you know, just tossing around those ideas, and I'm super excited about it. I listened to a bunch of like Cat Stevens and like old ass shit to try to like get that antique vibe going on.
Damn. Cat Stevens.
yeah.
The dude was dead before you were born, probably.
What? He's still alive, my guy.
Oh, we're thinking of two different Cat Stevenses.
Which
The
Cat
comedian?
Stevens? What?
The comedian?
No. Who's that?
He's just an old ass comedian.
Huh? Yeah, no, I'm thinking of this guy who sang some songs sometime
Okay.
in the 70s, a million years ago.
Yeah, that is a million years ago.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, like, I kind of already vibe on that, like, you know, acoustic, real aesthetic, and I was really feeling that as I was making this last album. So I was like, I'm gonna make piano the bass instrument of this next album, and just like build stuff off of it,
yeah.
and just try to make some like somewhat minimalistic, but just like heart songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bunch of sad songs on this one, which like it'll be fun. I'm excited about it.
Bunch of tearjerkers.
Couple, yeah,
Yeah.
like songs about like not wanting to do anything. Songs about
Sure.
there's one song called "Avoid the Void," like about the call of the void, and like you know shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be cool. I'm excited about it.
Stinks when you have a really sad song and you know it. And you're like, oh my God, I gotta play this shit.
Yes. And that's like I've written some kind of sad songs, but not like super crazy like, oh, you know, everything's ending sort of deal. These are kind of riding the line. You know, there are a lot of Axe lyrics that I was like, oh, don't reveal too much.
I've got a couple, and we don't play them really. It's a Lame Johnny one, but there is one in particular that every time I play it, I just cry. I can't help myself. It's
Oh,
just
man.
cry. And I wrote it. But
Yeah.
it just means so much. Like the way the lyric comes in and swells down, and the song is cool as fuck. But really, it's an acoustic song,
Yeah.
or it should be. And
Yeah.
we wrote it as a band. So that's probably one of those ones that will go on something different later.
Yeah, for sure.
And then on Bandcamp, if you buy the record on Bandcamp, you get the last song that we never put out because, like, it's not even mixed because, you know, you can have an idea, but when you hear it back, you're like, this isn't really what
What's
it's
supposed to
so
be.
different. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, shit. And we had one of those. Like, we recorded it just like everything else. And I was like, oh, yeah, we wrote a really heavy song for a band that's supposed to be more in the punk, like in the punk lane.
I know what you mean. Yeah, it's like almost like reading the room or just like knowing. It's so weird. But like, again, with the solo thing, it's like I'm trying to be able to define something that like is defined by my presence and not the genre of it. So that way I can, I guess, if I have nowhere else to put it with that and just be like, well, this next one's going to be this, like, this is so funny. I haven't even listened to them, but King Gizzard, Lizard Wizard. There's this one band called King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, and they're fucking huge nowadays in the indie rock scene. I think they just won some Grammys and shit. But
what?
Their whole thing, it seems, is that
out.
They're super great at doing whatever, and they like genres skip like a madman.
I like that though. Thrice
exactly.
Did that.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
A bunch.
And like, I don't know. I was like, fuck yeah, let's bring this back. I'm like, I'm on the King Gizzard train. Like, let's fucking like just let it happen. It's hard to do that with like a band name. I feel like people are so used to brands being banned.
Yeah.
Or sorry,
Bands being a brand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That does get tough, but if you set out with that, maybe, I don't know. No, it is kind of hard. Branching out stinks because every band gets to a point where their fans are like, this fucking stinks. This isn't what I signed up for 20 years ago.
Right.
Why don't you make songs like when you were 20?
Yeah, well,
exactly.
Fuck, well,
I lived a life too, dude.
Right? It's like, you want to like set me up to where I'm 20 again?
Like, it's weird that we're most connected because it's like the most formative years for us. We're most connected to the songs when we were young. But as we get older, we still want those guys to put out that kind of shit because we're connected to it, but we don't give them the same leeway where they can write out new things and garner new fans who are in their 20s and be a hit because they have to stay relevant, and staying relevant means new crowds.
Right. There's such a balance with that because it's like, I think the most important thing for an artist, for their sake and the world's sake, is to be able to share what they want to and share what moves them.
Yeah.
Like, and if we don't give people any creative faculties to
or
be able to change, like, I tend to be like one of those people who I don't listen to a bunch of bands, but like I'll find a band and be like, oh, who that? And then I'll like grasp, I'll find that album, I'll fucking play the shit out of it. And then I'll be like, this is, and then like once that happens, I like inhale their discography and I just like soak it in. I just like really focus on those artists because I feel like once you got me on like what you're speaking as far as like from your soul, I'm listening. Like you've got me.
Right.
And
let's
I
hear
really
more
like
of the messages.
Exactly.
Let's get it all in there. Yeah. I'm more like that too.
I think that would be like one of the best things we can do for artists is just like let them say what they want to say and like figure out where the soul is there and like love somebody and their music for what they're trying to say and like the way they're saying it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we get attached. You're right. And I used to be really guilty of like, what the fuck, like that when they drop that from, the biggest two differences are like the first record and the second record, because the first record was when you were nobodies and you played those songs for 10 years.
Yep.
They're perfect. That's why the first records hit so much. That second one, though, you had to write that shit in 2 years.
Yep.
And you had to they kind of want you, the label gets on
so
you.
Many times, they've got like the touring pressures and all this stuff, and they have to like
so
fulfill
really
quotas.
It was like a 6 month. Really it was like 6 months that they wrote and recorded that whole thing. They didn't have time to test it out. And then
refined it at shows.
Like that's Emery just did it where they re-recorded one of their old records as the live versions that they've been playing years down the road.
That are like kind of the refined versions.
They're the refined versions.
That's cool.
And it's pretty fucking good. I'm like, wow, these versions are like I still like the original one, but these are fucking cool. And there's some big differences. Like they'll take out whole parts and shit. And it's like, yeah, I get that.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Do you have anyone that helps you like produce like, hey, maybe you're taking this too weird, or are you just relying on yourself completely?
So I don't have like a specific like confidant as far as like I send this to my guy and he gives me the old
Eric.
Right. I don't have an Eric, but I started this thing with my last record. It's this song feedback form where basically when I was putting up those demos, like part of with the whole lumberjack discovery thing, that was because I was putting out work in progress, like proof of concept versions of my songs online in a Google Drive folder with a little survey form attached. And it was basically questions like, how would you rate the song out of 10? How would you rate the lyrics, and how do they relate to the, like, how well does the music support the lyrics? Or like, do you see this being a single? Questions like that. And I sent it out like into the ethos. And a lot of people from River, he calls it Mr. River's neighborhood, his like little Discord now community, sent me back a bunch of feedback, as well as like close friends of mine and a couple family members. And like, I sorted through all this data and I like figured out what the strongest tracks were and like common criticisms that I would get on certain tracks. Like if I heard like significant percentage of people being like, this is too short, and I kind of already agreed with them, I'm like, okay, we'll add in like a solo or a chorus or like, you know, and
interesting.
Yeah, and then like on this new record,
crowdsourcing your production is
it's been
wild.
super. So it's less the production because it's like I'm literally on this new record, half of the demos are made on GarageBand on my iPad.
Hell yeah.
Just like kind of quick baking them, just be like, this is the idea.
Right.
And it's like songwriting arrangement notes, and it's been super helpful, especially on this last record that I'm working on now. Like lots of little things where I'm like, I just don't know exactly how I feel, and it's good like to confirm my suspicions.
Right. So you're just sending out the demo. That's fucking brilliant, actually.
It was, yeah, man. I'm really
it's like
stoked
you're testing
on it.
the material prior to the full scale version of itself.
Yeah, and it's so funny because like some people don't understand when they look, because I'm asking like people who are seasoned musicians all the way to just like random
Avid
casual listeners.
Yeah.
And like in between, and certain people were like, well, I don't understand why aren't these just like out? What's the difference between this and the final version? I'm like, well, this isn't mixed or like anything like that. Like, so there's like a little bit of like, wait, why? But most people are like right on, and they, in their own ways, help so much like elucidate certain like, is this fire? Is this, should this be fired? But yeah, that's been super helpful, and I plan on continuing to do that because it's like super satisfying to kind of see the data pour in and just be like, fucking, I knew that verse sucked ass,
Just immediately in there, later.
Yeah, exactly. It's fun, and yeah, it kind of helps me like get a little bit more clear on what I need to do to get to the end and stuff.
It's a wild process. I would have never fucking thought of that. Like, let's sit it out here and see what they think.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like, give it a go if you ever want. I feel like it's kind of against what some people like, though. I feel like so many artists I talk to, or people who should be artists but don't. Right. Like, I feel like everybody's got, like, for every artist friend that you know about, there's, like, 3 that are like, oh, well, I have this thing in the corner, and it's, like, this beautiful fucking, like, skill, like painting or, like, something that's incredible, and they don't share it with the world because they're like, oh, I don't really.
Yeah.
And, like, after, like, I had my indie and all that stuff, like, I feel like a lot of my goal has just been, like, go do the thing.
Absolutely.
You are great at it.
Yeah.
Like, the world will be happy with you sharing this.
Yeah. I know some people like that. It's like, dude, this is incredible.
Right?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah, but how many people told you that about the Lame Johnny album?
Oh, probably everyone, because I was just... Well, we were going to release it, but just... It became a thing of, like, Justin's hurt. Now Justin's been hurt for a long time. But now, then we got to the point where it's like, we don't know if he's even going to fucking drum ever again, because his leg bothers him all the time.
Yeah.
And you go down the fucking... And then finally, one day, he started drumming again, so then it kind of came... maybe...
Yeah, it happened so slowly.
It
you're
started
like,
real slow.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, I didn't realize that we were going to be to this point at this point.
Oh, I mean, it was like literally like he would play like a song and be like, dude, that's it. That's all I got. It's like 3 minutes. And it's like, well, wait a month, see how you do. Then, then it's 2 songs. Then one time we were just fucking around and we played like 5 songs and he didn't even realize it. And I was like, dude, we just played a whole fucking set.
That's awesome.
And he was like, yeah. I was like, how you feeling? And he's like, arms a little sore, legs a little sore, but other than that, like I could do that. And I was like,
that's
all
awesome.
Right. So dude, that wasn't that long ago. Like,
yeah, man, that's wholesome moments right here.
He had his fucking leg was fucked up. So
that's terrible.
I'm not surprised it took that long. I'm actually, we really were kind of like, maybe it's just done. Maybe that part of his career is just over, like drumming wise anyway.
Yeah.
But it's not. And he's out there doing it. So we'll see.
That's super awesome. I don't like to be pushy, but also like seems like people like what they were hearing. And I was like, I went to look it up on Spotify, and I was like, oh fuck, that's only on Bandcamp. Damn. But then I listened, and I was like, whoop, shit.
YouTube and Bandcamp. Yeah, I want to keep it down there in those places.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because Bandcamp, they'll fucking give you, if somebody buys it, dude, you get all the money on Fridays.
Yeah.
The first Friday ever.
Friday of every, whatever, dude. They're the only ones doing it. Fuck
It's
everybody
true.
else.
It's true.
Streams ain't gonna pay you shit.
It's so true. It's such a that's such a weird question and stuff to deal with. Like, I think it's good to definitely have your stuff on Bandcamp for people who are supporters and stuff. I guess if I were to just have my album out on Bandcamp, I would probably have maybe 1/10 the reach I do now. And this is saying, I have 30 monthly listeners. I don't have a shit
That's
ton.
all we got, dude.
Yeah, but
shit.
it's as much as Spotify sucks, and I was pissed off about all the stuff that happened last year. I think everybody's got their feels, but at the same time, coming from an artist and the other hats of marketing and promotion perspective,
right.
I was like,
to me, it's not something I want to market though. To me, it's just you either like it or you don't. We'll be the opening act. That was our whole shtick while we were going. Once we started, we were like, we're going to be the world's greatest opening band. Let's just never fucking headline a show ever, even if it's our show.
That's funny.
We'll take it 1950s style. And headliners didn't come around till later. That was a different thing. Used to, the act kind of would just play whenever.
Yeah.
People would just stick around. They were all sitting down for it anyway, most of the time.
They can wait.
Yeah, but headlining came with personality and the hoopla of it all, the circus of it all,
Yeah.
Then they figured out, oh shit, we can keep them in here and blah blah, and add lights and do that. And now, now we're here.
Yeah.
LED walls and shit.
$800 Ticketmaster tickets for a punk band.
Yeah, see, it's all good. Streams though.
Yeah. It's such a weird ass environment because it's
it's the weirdest of all things. I don't even.
Yeah. We're sitting here trying to monetize something that the entire world around it is trying to make it as free as possible.
Yeah.
It's such a weird line to walk.
Well, the money went away because you can't sell the fucking music anymore, so you have to make it up somewhere.
Yeah.
And the only way to do that's through live which the pandemic gave us live streaming.
Yes.
Full concerts.
For sure. And that's been a thing I've been doing a lot. I haven't really done any. I've done one full band concert that Technicolor Riots did, and it's definitely possible. But I've been doing a shit ton of live stream concerts from my bedroom with
You on Twitch?
I haven't yet. I probably should.
YouTube?
I've been doing YouTube. It started from River's website. I did a weekly cover stream called Cover Squamo, where basically
that's cool.
basically I just decided the way I'd give back to that community, because they were doing a whole bunch of community stuff at the time, lockdown 2020. I was like, hey, I'm gonna do a little cover stream this Sunday. If you guys got any requests for Weezer songs you want to hear, let me know. And then everybody sure as shit sent me songs I had never listened to before from weird back sides of their all
old
that
B-sides
stuff
and shit.
Yeah, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta learn
my third cousin had in her basement.
5 songs. Yeah, exactly. I gotta learn all these songs in a week, and now I gotta learn how to play them too. So it became a year-long kind of project of just getting requests, figuring out how to learn the song, learn everything about it, and learn how to perform it within a week.
In a week?
Yeah, and then
damn. Your skill level is up there. Then
it was.
I could not.
It was difficult, and it was a really good, and it still is. I just don't do it every single week now with my job and shit.
Right.
But it really helped with learning how to analyze a song without playing it. As far as chord progressions and general sections go.
With the music theory of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely, and it also helped that I was learning kind of just from one guy. So I kind of, in another way, was able to study his songwriting style and his flow, and that was super helpful in so many ways, as far as my musical growth. But also, it was just super fun, and doing the technical aspect of it and like having to set up like there's this half-assed Zoom thing called Jitsi. It's like a free to use thing.
Jitsi?
Yeah, so it's like a video chat service that you can like plug into like anything that you can program. So he had coded this website in Python, and he coded into this little Zoom-esque thing called RiverTube. So I figured out how to like work with this system to try to like kind of hack it to like give me semi-professional audio that didn't cut out every like second and a half.
Right.
And like, you know, it's
Damn,
all
y'all are smart as fuck.
I had to like work on how to figure that out with Zoom and then his Jitsi thing. And then we got skipped over to Discord, and then I figured it out there. And just like, you know, basically turn off all the processing that they want, because all the stuff that try to make it clean and stuff is absolutely garbage for music. And it's like having to learn all this weird stuff.
That makes sense.
Because it wants to do like echo cancellation and like noise reduction and like.
It's made for speaking.
Yeah, it's great for that.
Yeah.
But then as soon as you start to play, it'll be like.
Because it's just clipping everything.
Yeah.
It's just hitting the fucking floor on every single note, and you're like, nah.
For sure. But yeah, so that was helpful there, and I like had to kind of one-man band it and figure out how to make that work. And like, I haven't tried to monetize it, but it's such a cool thing that more and more bands are doing that, because I think it was like this weird frontier that no one had like kind of
forced. Yeah, you just had to figure it. And
yeah, we're like, fuck, I guess we gotta. And now like there's like multiple camera jams in Denver and stuff. That
complicated anymore. Like the programs came like that.
Yeah.
And now you can. It's damn near plug and play. It's not quite there, but man, is it close. Once the AI shit gets in it and it can figure out all the stuff, it's over with.
Right.
You just set up in your fucking living room, have a concert for 10,000 people.
For sure. Yeah. It's gonna be cool, man.
It's coming.
Do you guys know about that stars thing on Facebook? Do you follow that shit at all?
Is that the new thing where they're like you can get some stars? Yeah,
they're called stars.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't like. I see where they're like trying to add monetization in and stuff, and I'm just like, I feel like there's got to be a better solution, because people will do tips and stuff, but it's like kind of hit and miss. There must be some better way.
That's just time. They'll figure something out, but they're going to make it benefit them more than they are you. So really the most beneficial way is when you get to a certain level, you see all the big time people, they run that shit themselves.
Yes.
They're not relying on a fucking company to do it. They're just like, nah, we just bought all this shit and did it ourselves.
Right.
Because we get all of it. But
that's a good point.
You know, when you work at the weed store and you want to try to do something spectacular, you got to rely on the damn. Yeah, that's the thumbnail.
Oh my god. Yeah, but you know that's how it goes. It's a good thing though that like we have this life to live and we're able to fucking like express ourselves in any way.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sitting here bitching like boo-hoo, Spotify was like the most first world fucking problem of all time. Like,
yeah, it's such a weird thing because it's like it sucks because we should get paid for what we do. Like,
fucking
yeah, like the work that we put in. It's such an intangible thing to some people, but it's like a world without art and a world without music would be so fucking like. It wouldn't be life.
Yeah.
There would be no society and no culture.
Might as well just turn all the robots on and let it.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Don't tell that to all the people funding schools, because that's the first thing they cut is fucking music and art classes.
Every time.
It's so fucking. It's
every fucking time.
Yeah, dude. Like standardized tests and all that shit. It's like I did great on those, but like that did not fulfill my soul in any way, shape, or form.
I would spell out cuss words in my test. I was ruthless, dude.
Oh my god, that's funny.
I didn't want to be there at all. It was all my mom, please, you know, like I'm like fuck this place,
right?
And just I hated every second of it.
Well, it's like, you know, once you see through to the end and you're like, well, what's the incentive for me?
A job. That's the thing. And I wasn't making great money, but I was making money. I didn't fuck this place.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to be poor, like, because I want to be a damn musician. And even then, back then, it was like, yeah, you're going to like struggle for like years and years and years until hopefully one day you don't.
Good luck.
Bye.
Right, exactly. Man, you know, we're doing our best. We're fucking, I mean, especially you guys are a perfect example of like, you know, sticking to it. And also you guys are super great for the local scene around you as far as like adding presence and all that stuff. It's like really super wholesome, and I'm not trying to make you guys like completely altruistic, but like
No,
you
our
guys
whole
are doing
deal,
a great thing.
Well, we had to go through that whole thing together as like when nobody was coming. It's like, man, we should just do more with more. It was more of like an inside camp. Like we just want to do more with more people, you know, because you didn't. Fuck, man, when everything fell off. I mean, you know, you were around. It was like it was just gone. The shit just did not exist. It was crazy. I think it just stems from that. To be honest, I think it was just a more by. Not designed, but like necessary.
Yeah, I mean, like, and you guys are really filling a hole in kind of adding a new thing that certain people like didn't even expect. It's like, of course, Little Rock needs a fucking. I mean, there should be more podcasts, but of course, there should be at least one podcast like
They're
tackling
coming.
all these.
I've had a lot of people reach out to me like, "How did you do it? What do you do?" I just give them the information. I'm not like. There does need to be more.
Right.
I'm not over here like fuck you and fuck that, and I'm the one and shit on you. It's like fucking
Trade
no, please,
secrets.
please do it, because at the end of the day, here's the biggest one. I can't talk to everybody. It's very hard to crank one of these out a week, let alone infinite numbers of them. You know, like 2, 3. I could do 2, 3 times a week, but then this has to be my job.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like, there does need to be more to hit those voids that I'm going to miss. I can't know everyone. I can't be connected to everything.
Right.
It's just not fucking possible. I would go crazy. So I'm going to miss some shit.
Yeah.
You know? So abso-fucking-lutely, if you reach out and I see it and I'm like, oh shit, well, we did this. It's like this. This part's really going to suck. And, you know, just tell them blank, like start with a microphone and a preamp and just go.
Definitely.
Because the only way you're going to do it is if you start with your damn phone and a single microphone, or if you have two, get two, you know.
For sure.
And then they have free services now that'll mix.
Oh,
know?
That's cool. Did you guys start on YouTube and Spotify at the same time, or like how did you do that?
So yeah, but it was audio only because I pay for a service and I didn't want to pay for video hosting through the service because they wanted like triple.
Yeah.
Which I get, because once you add video, it's dumb. Mm-hmm. But so I basically pay $150 a year, and they put the audio feeds out through RSS feeds.
Oh, okay.
So all of that stuff,
Got
Apple Music, podcasting, all that shit is RSS feeds.
Yep.
So you're just submitting from there one little thing.
Yeah.
And so that's my hub, and it just goes out from there.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like a DistroKid or CD baby,
It
but
is,
for podcasts.
but it's designed like a podcast app. So there's a behind the scene, like there's a paywall version of it, and then there's an actual app that is just like a normal user version of it.
Oh, okay.
So it just looks like any other podcast app, but if you pay the money, it opens up this insane host of features and analytics and
interesting.
And it's very worthwhile. It's called Podbean, and it's very user friendly for the most part. Like everything's tabulated and simple click, and it works really fast. It's not janky and shit.
That's cool.
You know, because some of these websites you go in, they're like upload, and you're like, where's even the button at?
Yeah.
But it's just that, and just starting. And yes, you're right. We do need more. 100% we need more.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like,
I know of a couple of them that are in the works, and it's good.
That's rad. That's awesome.
Good.
I'm just thinking, like, so I moved out to Denver in 2015. So my perspective is definitely dated, but like, in the years that I was in the scene from like 2010 to 2014, the second show my band ever played was at the Village. Do you guys remember the Village?
I worked there the whole time.
Really?
I was probably at that show.
No fucking way. Do you remember the Neon Trees? Okay, go.
Motherfucker, that show. I tell people about that show. Were you watching them side stage when the singer almost died?
Which one?
The man, the running in place, the Neon Trees, right?
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Running in place. There's a water. I watched this from the monitor bay, and hits the water, slips, and you know the drum riser's up.
Oh yeah, almost hits his head. Yeah.
I mean, I'm over there like, and then he just gets up, plays it off. It's like he meant to do it.
That was a crowded ass stage,
dude.
But yeah, the Sporting Cast, we opened for that.
Okay, and I was definitely there. I definitely drug your shit on and off stage.
Fucking small world, man.
I was probably rude. No, not.
I don't remember anything like that. I
probably wasn't. If I wasn't working security, I wasn't being rude.
That's amazing. But yeah, I remember like that place existed, and then within a couple years, it was gone. And then we also played a shit ton at Juanita's. And like,
was it old Juanita's, the original one?
We never played at the old Juanita's. We played at the new one that was by Clinton
the
Library.
Stage this motherfucking tall.
Yeah,
stupid.
The like 3-inch thick carpet.
Yes, I'll never understand. I played there once, and I knew the guys that owned it. I was like, this is fucking stupid.
It was also the sound was not very good. It was like very wooded and cavernous, and like the system was good, but they didn't account for the stage and the design.
It's up too fucking high. It's going above. The sound is going above your head, and it's supposed to, but it's supposed to like an array. They have arrays for a reason because you need it to cover a distance.
Right. I think that's just like facing straight out.
That we're just facing straight out, and it's just like, dude, the first 100 people in this room are not having the same experience.
You're like, fuck this. I'm gonna go get some cheese dip.
Yeah. Downstairs.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like, and that place faded, and fucking Sam Allen and Downtown Music. That was the one that really hit home.
Yeah.
Like fucking, like that was like 2013. Like we played like the last Battle of the Bands there and shit, and like, oh man, it's just like, and nowadays, let's see, Area 51 is brand new. Vino's is still going strong, thank fucking God.
Whitewater's still around.
Yeah, Stickies and Rev are still around. How are they doing?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Stickies. Every time I've been there in the recent years, like the crowds are good, but it's like it's a blues bar.
Yeah.
So no one's really activated to like want to
secondary
go around and jump around and have a mosh pit. They're just kind of like chilling, eating food, which they
primarily sell tables.
It's by design. Yeah. So like that's to be expected there. It's to chill. It's more chill, but when you get a rock or a metal band in there, it's a little awkward.
Yeah, because they're trying to fill that hole, but at the same time, they're like kind of halfway committing to it. Yeah. Such a weird line to walk.
It is in that room. It surely is.
I think we played like one show there way back in the day.
That's another reason I like being in Lame Johnny too, because we all play up together. So like the band behind us can just be set up. Playing first is so nice.
Yeah.
You're just already there. We're just crammed together.
Definitely.
And that's what we did at Stickies. It was so nice.
That's super cool. There's this one venue in Denver called Seven Circle, which is like a community-run thing. I think that, are there any DIY venues around here?
Eyes Up House, which they used to do more than they do now, but they still do a few shows.
Okay, well that's good. That's important to have. But like, a lot of people would like completely eschew the stage and just set up their band on the floor because they're like, fuck it, it's like that sort of room.
Oh yeah,
I think that's a fun vibe to be on, like when you're all just right there.
There's a new one. In Conway. It's a record store, Full Moon Records.
Really? So record store and venue.
Well, it's a record store.
It's a record store, and they erected a stage, so half sort of venue when they want it to be.
That's pretty cool, because I remember the only one being there was Soundstage.
Oh yeah, that's where I met my wife.
Yeah?
March Madness, dude. Lance the War, Strike the Choir, Annabelle.
Nice, dude. That's got to be the dingiest bathroom I've ever played in a venue for.
You mean the one with the tin door? Yeah. Was just like the toilet was barely hanging onto the earth.
Fucking like the little like metal class thing that didn't quite exactly reach.
Fence
You had to
thing,
fucking slam it to. Yeah. Good times.
Good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
I think there was this one show where the fuck. Yeah. I think everybody. Yeah.
Wink.
That's what I. Yeah. Yeah. That was such a fucking thing, dude.
Yeah.
So
I think
weird.
everyone knows.
Yeah, that's one of the weirdest fucking like insurance payout things that may or may not have happened ever.
The all concrete building burned.
Yeah, there's like
with
three
nothing in it.
Yeah. The spray paint set on fire.
Yeah. The empty fucking building. It's a soundstage. The empty building with nothing in it caught on fire and burned nothing.
It was the insulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The shit hanging from the ceiling.
Likely story. Oh my God. Yeah. That shit was funny. Yeah, good times.
Then there has been a few pop up. Yeah, there's no DIY. Not really. No, it's all just. It's just the regular thing now. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a house venue. The closest thing you're gonna get is Whitewater and Vino's.
Yeah.
For
sure. Which are great places. I hope that I think the scene is good enough to support those. I think that they were kind of the last ones to survive. Vino's has had it going for the longest time because they actually have that perfect balance of you come here for food, but also it's understood that it's a venue, and instead of just being like a chicken shack where it's like Also, hey guys in the back.
In the back, yeah. Which they actually did try next to Downtown Music, if y'all remember. They tried to do shows at the chicken place next to Downtown Music.
I think I vaguely remember. Yes, I do. Yeah, was it the one to the right of it?
Oh, to the right, yep.
Yeah, I had never gone in that place, but I remember they were trying to do shows and stuff.
Yep. They had a few, and then someone got shot, and they
My God.
put
Yeah.
the kibosh on it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was there.
I don't remember exactly. That's crazy.
I wasn't in there, but I was at downtown, and there's fucking cops and shit everywhere. Like, somebody got shot. What
My
the
God.
fuck?
Dude, that's wild. But yeah, I remember talking to Sam a little bit about it. It sounded like they like sold that block off to some shit for development.
Dude, you wouldn't even recognize it. You literally have you been? When was the last time you went to downtown? Little
I
Rock?
mean, I think it was like 2020.
I don't know that you could even get your bearings and go. I think it was right here. It looks nothing the same.
That's wild.
They
man.
chopped the whole front of the building off, and it's like a valet pull-in. So like where the stage would have been is where a road is now.
I guess that makes sense. There was a big ass parking lot in the back. That's That's brutal, bro.
Oh, it's wild, dude. It's a hotel. I mean,
what the fuck happened to the Juanita space? What is that now? Is it just a restaurant?
well,
or some
it
shit?
just fucking closed, dude. Actually, now that you bring that up, it was a venue restaurant. It was called South on Main.
Oh shit.
And just like everything else, they just showed up. They were like, "Yeah, we're just closing the doors next week. That's it. See ya."
Woof. Damn.
But they had
That's
a
crazy.
stage. It was real formal though. So like, it would have been like indie rock stuff, not
Yeah.
huh?
South on Main.
Yeah, South on Main. And so like it would have been like more easy to listen to things, so very posh, very
Yeah.
way out of my price range kind of vibe.
Yeah.
I need some dust on some shit before I walk in the building.
Yeah.
But and it just closed, so like that one's gone.
That's crazy.
They built an outdoor stage downtown, but I've seen literally fucking no one utilize that.
Okay, so it's not. Is that not by the riverfront, but like where downtown?
It's I couldn't tell you. It's just like this platform. It looks like this. It's shit. They call it a stage. You wouldn't know it's a stage. It's like in a park. It's like in a parking lot, like a corridor thing. I've only
Weird.
seen it once with my eyes. So
I'm
really
like,
couldn't
does it
tell you.
have like a thing like, hey, rent events here? Do you just
No.
go?
No, well, the city's gonna have a list of things you can utilize. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
It's
that'd be fun. Just like set up a show where like you set up an entire fake venue. Like you're like, this is a venue tonight and tonight only.
A pop-up venue show.
Yeah.
You could do that, dude. Go to some fucking rail yard and just get in some boxcars and just like use it as a makeshift thing.
Oh my God. Yeah, but now you got to take it all the way and like make sure it's a whole bunch of bands that only exist for the show.
You gotta have the band. Yeah, you gotta have the bands. They're all fake, one and dones. You gotta have at least 100 people mob with you. You could do it. Be good for the content.
Yeah.
We worked 6 months on this.
That sounds like a Nathan Fielder skit. Like the plan, set up a fake venue to like.
And it's just going through the thumbtacks of what you're gonna do. Bullet points.
Yeah, doable.
Yeah.
Doable. Let's do it.
I'm down. I think Moonman just tried to pull off something like that, where they like gonna set up on like a fucking bridge or something and shoot a video like
Oh, that's
guerrilla
cool.
style. Just
Interesting.
I think that's what they did. I don't know if they pulled it off or not, or if they got who knows? Those boys are crazy. So have you played shows out there in Denver?
Yeah, I've played a couple. I played a few in that band Technicolor Riots. With the solo thing, I don't have a specific band for myself. So I did a hired musician show like last June, and I also did one here in Little Rock.
With Chris and
And Justin.
Justin.
And William Bent. That was so much fun. With fucking the AC was broke at Area 51. Jason was like, "Are you guys sure?" And I was like, "We're fucking doing it."
I came all the fucking way from Denver.
Yeah, exactly. It said, nah, let's just do it next weekend. But yeah, it was so much fun. It was hot as fuck, but we had like 80, 90 people out there.
Hell
and,
yeah.
Like first show, it was a lot of people from like friends back in the day, like who knew me from supporting cast, being like, dude, fuck yeah. Like I'm glad that
Nice.
you're still doing it and stuff. But it was super great playing with Justin and Chris for the first time. Chris, like I've known him like since I was a kid. He's been in Guitar Center like a million years, I feel like.
Oh yeah. He's the face of that Guitar Center now, I feel like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that. I just realized that place just turned 21, February of this year.
Guitar Center?
Yeah, I know
Oh,
that's so
shit.
random, but like on the sign at the front, I was there renting a bass, and it's like Guitar Center's 100th store, February 2002.
That's so crazy. I was there opening night.
Really?
Yeah.
What
so I
they
guess-
do? Like a drum off or some shit?
Oh no, dude! They had like it was wild. The line was around that entire complex twice.
Wow. Holy shit.
Not the whole
get
damn
inside.
thing to get inside. They had Hawaiian Tropic girls. Do you remember them?
No.
So they
I
were
know
like
what that is.
swimsuit models. They were Hawaiian
Okay,
Tropic
yeah.
girls, and they were handing out Vino's pizza. Yeah,
That's fucking sweet.
dude, it was wild as shit. And we were there early as fuck. So we were like, so they're only gonna let in X amount of people, and we were on like the third leg of that. And I sat down. It was the first time I ever saw a Mesa Boogie in person that was like playable. I'm like, oh my god! And this is like mind-boggling because
Yes.
like I'm used to like Roans and shit, just shitty. Like here's a crate,
Yeah.
some old fuck behind the thing.
Here's a
hates you.
PV.
He's like, get the fuck out. And you're in a store where they're like, play whatever you want, do whatever. So I sit down, I
Right.
got the guitar, dude. I plug it in. I'm like, fucking yes. And literally, I go to flip it on. Somebody comes by, unplugs it, takes the fucking amp, goes, this guy just bought it, and rolls the whole amp away.
Welcome to Guitar Center.
I was like, fuck. You just spent like $3,000. Like, my mind was blown.
Man, that
Like, no, I didn't. I put
Yeah.
it on credit.
Yeah. I put on a credit card.
I
Dude,
just
they-
opened this credit card.
I've never seen more people buy more shit than that night.
Right.
It was so wild.
Wow, dude. Fucking Hawaiian Tropic Girls and Vino's Pizza. Get you going.
I mean,
I
they
guess.
started it off. They really did, like, coming in here, like, before you get to the door, fucking TNA and P.
That's a good way to start off.
It was
Not gonna lie.
wild. It was wild. Man, that was 21 years ago.
Yeah, bro.
Fuck.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that was super fun playing with them.
So playing in
and,
Denver, what's a good venue? Like, some people here are looking to jut out.
There are a bunch. So
go down
that
a
Seventh
list.
Circle one is a really good one to get in if you're like,
Are they
oh, I don't know if I'm gonna have a pull. I don't know.
Okay. Are they multi-genre?
Yeah, you can literally
Just
like
whatever?
they'll have like a fucking like metal. It's like it looks like soundstage, except it's like imagine if like a community of musicians around actually were like volunteering to do sound and like set up merch and take the door or whatever. And it was like
Okay.
it's kind of like a living, breathing sort of deal, but also very dingy and like low key.
I like it.
Yes, it's fucking rad. So if you like that style, like Lame Johnny would fucking put on a killer set there.
Oh, fuck, dude. Don't say
Yeah.
that.
Just did.
I gotta go to fucking Denver.
But yeah, so Seventh Circle is a good one. There are a couple of the DIY ones. I don't know if Rhinoceropolis is a thing still, but that was a thing. There was this whole shared venue and like sleeping space thing. I don't know if you ever heard, but there's this one like venue I think in
I
like
played at one
California
in
or some shit.
Nashville. I played
Yeah.
at something like that in
They
Nashville.
got in
one time.
trouble really hardcore in the past like decade because there was this fire and like some people died or whatever.
I mean,
So Rhinoceropolis got adapted from being a living space and venue down to just a thing. So there's a few things like that around, but
Okay.
then also there's
Rhinoceropolis.
a bunch of like great bars like yeah, basically.
bars with stages.
Yeah, there's Lion's Lair and there's Herman's Hideaway and there's this one set of 3 venues run by I forget who it is, but one promoter. That's a really good one. I go to them a lot. It's like
Do you know their
Globe
name?
Hall. It used to be run or booked by this guy named Tony Mason, and he
Okay.
moved out to get a job, and now he's back doing some other stuff. But like he's a big name in the scene, Tony Mason, and he like kind of really built up the rapport of that place, and they kind of carried on. But it's Globe Hall, Larimer Lounge, which you may have heard of, and another place called Lost Lake. There, it's kind of like a tree. That's a great place to go through because you know they've got extra spaces and times. It's like you can be
Right.
like, "Yo, I need this date," and they're like, "Oh, we have a date available at Globe
Right,
or whatever."
right.
That sort of deal. So that's a great place to get in the door too.
Because they have so much availability.
Yeah, and they're very nice, and like you know, that's where I got my
Okay.
first shows going, and there's a lot.
What is
There-
that, like 16 hours away? I feel like that's pretty
It's
damn far.
14, yeah,
14
bro.
hours?
It's you can do it in a day if you're
Oh, you
very
could.
very
Yeah, I could do
determined.
it, for sure.
But you know, it would probably be smarter to do like a Lawrence, Kansas show or like a St. Louis show
Yeah,
or
make
something,
it the
and
last
kind of
stop
siphon.
before you like get home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's a bunch out there, and
Weather-wise, what are we talking?
like
No snow. Like
in general or what? What do you
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah. Like when's a good time to tour Denver?
It's dry
August.
out there, so like the sun is intense as fuck. So if you can get away from that, like summer's totally fine. It's just a little bit hot. It's just not hot in the same way that Arkansas is, because like you can't get away from the temperature here. When it's a little cold, you feel it in your bones.
Yeah.
In Denver, you know, like it can be snowing, but as long as you're like in this right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can get away with it. So like November to March, it could be snowing. There's no fucking you don't know one way or the other. And outside of that, it's pretty good. I would say if you really want like the best
peak Denver access,
probably like April-ish or like September. Like those are really nice temperate times where it's like on average like 60s to 80s.
Right.
Yeah, that's what like when it's nice out there, it's so fucking nice.
I bet it is.
Yeah.
I've never been, but the pictures are just like, yeah, of course, it's fucking beautiful.
Oh man, it's worth it. Yeah,
I should. I mean, I just drove all the way across the fucking country like last year.
Yeah, what space did you hit?
Oh my God, New Mexico. Then we went to Vegas, Nevada. So then L.A. all the way down and then back across.
Ah, shit. Yeah, keeping it south side.
Like all the way over, down, and then all the way across the border of Texas and Mexico. Like drove damn near the whole thing.
Damn.
And then back up all the way across. So like damn near down to
like San Antonio or like
close, but like a little bit more up because we went to go like to this old town, and then over. So we drove all the way across Texas. That's where we were. And so we were like. We were driving for like 10 hours, and I was like, we're still
yeah, dude.
Here.
Can you imagine? Like,
it's unfucking believable.
Yeah, bro. That's got to be hell. I have convinced
like,
myself.
California's tall, but it's stumpy.
I
so
think
like you can get across it in 2 hours.
Right.
It's the whole way highway. There's no interstate.
Jesus Christ.
You're on that motherfucker, and you'll be 70, 20, 40, 50, 30, 70. It's the wow, but I appreciate it because I was like, wow, dude, you'll be driving for an hour and there's nothing, and then you will just come into a town and you're like, how do humans exist here?
How the fuck did you get here?
Yeah, like.
Yes.
How do
very
they?
Much so.
Where are the jobs? Where does the food come from? How is it all getting here? There's one fucking gas station and it's all farmers.
They're like let me introduce you to Walmart.
Everything's rusted, dude. It's wild. It's like, wow, you really remember? Like we used to be some resourceful motherfuckers.
Yeah, exactly. Like pre-internet and shit. I feel like I've convinced myself that Texans think they're so hot shit because they don't have a choice, bro. They're like. You know,
most of them don't.
Yeah, I better like Texas.
Like
it's going to take me 8 hours to fucking escape.
If you're in the center.
Right,
you better,
exactly. Yeah. My God. It's wild,
dude. It is wild there.
Yeah.
That was the most like, holy shit. Because like we were just in all of these places, and it takes a little while, but not that long. In California, I mean, it's literally 2 hours, and you're across that whole fucking state.
Must be a time warp.
Well, the only reason it takes that long is because you got to go down around a fucking mountain range. If you could go straight across, it'd be an hour.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, man, that was something. And we completely just missed Colorado. Just completely just down, up, and back down and around.
You know, I think it's the Rockies. Like, there's some weird ass shit you got to do to navigate that stretch of land. Like, as soon as you go past Denver. It's like, all right, I hope you were fine without having any phone service for the next hour or so, because you're in canyons.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind going past them, but is there even really a reason to get... I'd go to Denver.
I mean, if you like mountains, like
I do.
There's a shit ton of super cool stuff out there. You can almost die on a waterfall.
We drove
get a new
up
perspective
into
on it.
Actually, that's why we were there. We drove into the mountains in California. That's why we made the trip, was to go into those mountains.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the Sequoia National Forest.
I really want to go there. How was that?
I can't describe it to you.
It's fucking awesome.
It's life-changing.
I'm a go.
It will change you as a person. You don't need drugs. And if you do drugs in there,
that's
better? My next goal. Like so I'm not going this year, but I am forcing myself to go next year. And I'm going to load up, dude.
Hell yeah.
I'm going in the morning and pray to God I come down from the high. There is one right at the foot of the mountain. There's an Airbnb cabin, just before you get to like the official like entrance. Here's the road. And
holy crap!
Yep.
just put you on a
That's
slow boat
awesome.
in the middle of the night, walk out of the
I'm gonna
woods,
get
high
lost,
as fuck.
baby, and it smells. There's orange fields. Oh man, and you can't see anything else. They're
Dude.
not fucking in, and it just smells like citrus. And you come down off these mountains, and you've just had this life changing experience, and you're just like, this is the most magical fucking thing. And
Right.
then it's like you're just in it. You're just absorbed of it. I just
That's
want
so
to go.
cool.
I just want to go out there and get fucking, literally like transformed.
Yeah,
And just like
definitely.
yeah, I want to come back and like buy a robe and just like I'm a robe person now. Like just
Dude.
chill.
Oh, dude, you're not already a robe person?
No, I'm too fat, dude.
Oh, get the fuck out of it.
I gotta
They're
lose some weight,
designed
bro.
to be. It's the most ambiguous. Like you could class me.
No,
you gotta.
Well, you've
like
seen
here's
the
this
movies.
huge.
All the fat dudes, they come out at the gut. It's all out, and they're just like, "What? I
Oh,
need to take
man.
better care of myself. I'm
The
gonna
Grand
fucking
Canyon was
die."
kinda like that for me, but
Grand
yeah,
Ca-
there's just so many tourists.
So
that
here's-
just, like, take it out of the moment.
Here's my problem with the Grand Canyon. It's utterly breathtaking. It's phenomenal. The stats you're reading on those signs, it's like you can't fathom how fucking big it is.
Right.
There's this thing, and you're like, oh, that point over there that's the same height as me, that's 50 miles away, and you can still
What
fucking
the
see
fuck?
it. Like it's right next to you.
Like, that's not an exaggeration.
There is
That's
no
crazy.
photo I've ever seen that can, but I fucked up because I saw that. I saw the Hoover Dam, and I saw Las Vegas in a 4-hour time span.
What?
It's too much.
Holy crap!
Yeah, I took in
dude.
too many
Your
things.
body was like you were on the point of surreality.
So it was like it was. By the time I went to sleep and woke up, it's almost as if it didn't even happen.
Wow. Yeah. It must have felt like a dream.
It really did. It felt surreal to a point of I don't even really connect. It's like my body just disassociated. It was just like
Yeah.
that wasn't a thing.
That's wild.
But the Grand Canyon is also just like this. It goes for. Oh, you know how big Arkansas is? That's the fucking Grand Canyon.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
that big, and it's in 2 places, and it's fucking massive, and you can see literally to the end of fucking time in it. It's
That's fucking awesome.
and
Hell
you
yeah.
look.
People that go down in that motherfucker.
Oh, I'm doing that. I am doing
They
that.
go camping in that shit.
Yo, you're looking. You're like, wait, and the river. You'll see it, and it's like, it's
It's just a little tiny line in the middle.
way down here, dude. I'm telling you, it's like this, and it's way over here in the corner, and you're like, that
You can
fucking
barely
thing.
see, like, all
You
the
can,
way across,
yes,
let alone
down,
Right?
Yeah.
And you're like, that motherfucker did this?
Oh, and when you're on the lookout and you look down, there's a sign. It's like there is 1 mile to your destination down here. It's a mile down, dude. Like fucking,
That's crazy.
it's insane.
Yeah.
Fucking Paul Bunyan.
Yo,
That's
man,
also
that
creepy.
dude had it. But that whole trip was like that the whole time, and like, and just what happened in that forest too, like, and then to come out of that and just be like, yeah, it's wild. Everyone listening, within the sound of my voice, go to that fucking forest. Don't not maybe, yeah, oh, that'd be cool. No, you have to go see this thing.
Okay, I will.
It's unbelievable. I'll go with you.
Let's go.
Holler at me if I'm driving through. Like
Hell yeah.
I'm not going this year, but my plan is to go sometime around April, because that's when the snow kind of stops in those mountains.
Hell yeah. I mean, for real, like Rachel and my girlfriend and I, like we got stamps for the national parks.
There you go.
We want to, check off as many as we can.
Forgetting that's a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it's so miraculous.
That's
And
awesome.
like we stopped at the gift shop on the way out, and it's just like I just want to kind of buy all of it. Like just like I'm so happy right now, and
Right.
it's so
I'm so bad at souvenirs and shit.
well, it was just such a
bad as in
powerful-
bad them or bad as in not buying them?
Bad as in not buying them.
Yeah.
Shit.
yeah, and then
I
you're
come
just
home
like
and my
I
mom's
got
like, "How was
nothing.
it?" I'm like, great. She's like, did you get it to me?
Yeah,
Right.
No, didn't get
I'm
nothing.
like, I took some photos.
Right.
Dude, I'm not a hat guy. I bought a hat. I bought a shirt. I bought a Sasquatch. I bought a
My
fucking
mom, when I brought it down,
Yeah.
came back and was like, here's this.
Here's this, yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, well, I just did the thing. This is just a cheap representation, and then you're like, oh fuck, I should have got that mug,
Should
bro.
have got that mug. I mean, it's just, and I did get a mug actually. I got a mug too. It's in my house right now, full of bacon grease.
See, mugs are one of the best souvenirs because it's like,
It's the best.
I remember
souvenir.
that time. All right, now let's get some fucking coffee.
$7, and every time you drink a tea or a coffee, you go, oh yeah, that was cool, and
Yeah, exactly.
it's just powerful in there, man. So crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple in Colorado to check off too. You know, you got the
absolutely.
fucking the sand dunes. If you like
go to
want to
fucking
never be
Denver.
able to remove sand grains from your body again, great place to
That's
go for
like
that.
any beach. That's why I hate the beach.
Yeah.
Sand. There's dunes of sand.
Yeah, bro, the sand dunes, bro.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, dude, absolutely.
The fucking sand dudes, bro.
How do you feel about the Denver airport conspiracies?
It's all real, isn't
wait,
it?
which ones? What are you talking about?
That there's a whole facility underneath there that's for nefarious.
Like all that shit.
Because it came in like $1 billion over budget.
You've
I've
seen,
not-
Like, the paintings and shit,
Oh, I've not
right?
heard about.
Oh, it's
this.
like the world. Oh, bro.
There's like
Yo.
symbolism
Yes.
and shit all over the place.
And the artist was like, "No, that's not what it is." And it's like, it's clearly what it is. You have a devil bronco outside of the fucking thing.
Oh, you're talking
that
about you're
killed-
talking about
yes.
Lucifer.
Yeah, Lucifer,
Dude.
yeah.
I know about Lucifer. Tip of the
Yeah.
iceberg. It sounds
Yo,
like.
go.
Let's
just
go deeper.
YouTube rabbit hole it tonight. You're not leaving tonight? Are
No, I'll check it
do
out.
it on the plane tomorrow. So as you're landing, you're like, "Oh, goody! I'm so glad."
You landed and it's like,
Yeah, I'm so glad
Yeah, and they're
I'm
like-
next to this.
And they're like,
But you know
we
what's
got you
good?
for an extra special security screening over here, Mr. Railey.
You know what's good about being near the government places? You're not gonna die because they need those places to exist still.
Oh, that's a good point.
So when the shit pops off, just go there.
That's a good point.
the bunker thing is interesting.
It's
like-
dude, $1 billion. You can
I didn't know about that.
Finish it, and then it just like got
Listen.
postponed for like a year.
listen. Anything that's ever costed $1 billion, you can visually see the $1 billion.
Oh my god.
You cannot visually tell a difference that would have costed $1 billion in any aspect of that place.
That's some artisan vinyl they got for the teepees, bro. No, I'm just kidding. I saw an article
Listen,
that said that.
there's either a thing underneath that or they used it for the military budget because they needed more money.
Honestly, I mean, either or, definitely not outside the realm of possibility.
Like
bro.
they definitely sidechained that money to something and it went somewhere
It's
else.
I mean, like, so there's like a big art thing in there, and I
love
don't
a
even
good
know what the fuck
conspiracy,
it
though.
is, but it's like some glorified planters, and it cost a shit ton of like.
Yeah,
There's
always,
it's
dude,
like a money
always.
funnel in general, and like right now it's getting renovated hardcore. Like half of the place is
Dude,
like
that's
siphoned
what
off.
That stuff is.
Honestly, the more I think about it, you guys got a good ass
Dude,
point.
a friend of mine never set tile in his life. He found a government contract to tile the military facility and made like $500,000, and all he did was go hire people who didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
And he literally made like $500,000
Ah,
by
shit.
just getting the contract.
Do
'Cause
you guys
they-
want to go work for the fucking DIA?
well, here's the thing: is this is how I learned about it because he did that. And he was like, "Dude, by law, they have to offer X amount of contracts to civilians. It can't just all be
military.
Yeah, so they have to spread the wealth around a little bit. So if you can get it,
Oh my god.
you just hire someone that knows how to do it.
They're just fulfilling quotas.
Yes,
Oh my
that's
God.
all it is, dude. And they don't give a fuck. We got millies, bitch.
War Dogs.
Yes, incredible movie, War Dogs. Have you seen that
No, I
shit?
haven't.
You
I'll
need
put
to.
it on the list.
Your plane trip to how long is a fucking plane ride? 5 hours?
It's like 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah, dude, we got a
gonna have
direct
to-
line now, baby.
I might have to fly to Denver.
It's actually
don't-
pretty.
I don't know. I bet that drive is pretty amazing.
It's Kansas.
No? Oh, it's just Kansas. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, dude. That's the thing. You got to do 6 hours of Kansas by itself, and then like a little bit more Oklahoma or Missouri, depending on how you feeling.
I like Missouri. I'll take Missouri.
It's better.
It's
Yeah.
visually more appealing.
Those aren't too
Yeah.
bad. Kansas?
Oklahoma actually has its own smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oil. I mean, a lot of it.
No, like
Amongst-
you fucking go over the border. You're like, oh, it smells different here. It's roadkill. Yeah, it's casinos.
Yeah, Choctaw.
Smells like depression.
Oof, yeah. Smells like we're still stuck in the Dust Bowl.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
no potatoes here.
Are there any Oklahomans out there? Sorry about that.
My wife is one. Well, she's not born there though. She was just raised there.
Right,
Small
right,
town.
right. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like, she's not that associated with Oklahoma. Don't worry.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, we only go back because her family still lives there.
Yeah, I feel you. And that's how it
But
goes.
people in Oklahoma are saying the same shit about us right now. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Listen, you don't get to. There are two places where I'm like, no, Mississippi.
Oh. they
You
can't say shit
you
about
stink.
anybody.
You literally stink. You're a piss state. And Oklahoma, baby. That's the two. Everyone else, I'm like, yo, there's a lot of crazy shit going on there. It's wild as fuck. Like everybody likes to shit on Louisiana. Yo, go to Louisiana.
Yeah.
It's
They're jealous of New
wild,
Orleans for sure.
And it's not just New Orleans.
Well,
it's
yeah.
all over.
Yeah. Baton
It's,
Rouge.
that
yeah.
place is different.
Definitely. I got some friends out there.
for better or worse. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, it's funny that, being like in this state where like there's still counties where you can't fucking buy like beer, and then right next to Louisiana where they're just like fucking like you see like little kids having it, like it's like part of the culture that you drink. You know,
He's
what I
like
mean?
eating an alligator tail, sipping a fucking
Anywhere
sipping a
where you're
leaning
speaking
kugel.
the same language
Yeah, yeah.
where I can't
Understand you.
is
Yep.
a different
Yep.
place,
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. No, that place is wild.
Right.
But like this, there's certain places like we have shit to offer. We might not see the problem with people here. They come here, they expect a city life. We don't have that. We're the natural state, bitch. You gotta
Yeah.
go to the thing. You gotta go do the thing. It's it's on the billboard when you come in. Natural. Go
Yeah.
outside.
For sure.
Our city's gonna offer you nothing unless you know a local, which good luck. And then they're gonna tell you to go to one of 4 fucking places.
Right.
So
yeah.
you're gonna have a bad time
Hey, check out Midtown.
if you're just passing through.
Hey, go to Electric
You know,
Cowboy.
and which are great, which no. But, you know, you got to go outside to experience this place. And then it's fucking amazing. But like Oklahoma, Mississippi, they ain't got nothing to offer, dude.
Yeah.
You have to offer something. And at least
Yeah.
the locals will tell you, like, yo, this ain't it. You got to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
You're in the wrong spot. You can't judge it by this one thing.
For sure. Yeah.
Like,
Definitely.
I love this fucking place. It's my favorite. I'm
Yeah.
dying here for sure.
Honestly, yeah, it's one of those things where you say what?
I'm dying right here at this table.
Oh yeah.
I'm never going to leave.
During a podcast.
Hopefully. The views. Imagine the views. Just fucking. And they're like, huh? And it's just utter confusion. Yeah. God
Though
damn.
you better get a live stream by then so that people can go poggers on your ass. It's like, brrr.
It'll all be live by then. Everything will just be live.
It'll be directly streamed into our fucking brains.
Oh,
It's
don't
like,
say that. It's coming.
right, dude.
The conscious stream. No, it's fucked up. I
Yeah.
don't want any part of it.
Aren't we in a funny ass culture where they're like, "Don't put a chip in my arm," but Elon
sold
Musk
it to
can
you.
put a chip in my brain?
No. They were brilliant, dude. It's the most. Cell phone is the most brilliant thing in the world. Oh, they'll never let us do this. You'll start a war, and we know that. But we're gonna fucking sell it to them every year, and we're gonna make the chip better because we can't upgrade the chip we put in them.
Right.
But this
yeah.
bitch, every year, baby, $1,500,
Yeah.
just affordable enough to where a broke piece of shit like me can still go.
Right.
Why the fuck not? You know.
It's always funny when they're like, "Yo, you're eligible for a free upgrade," and like
Every year.
Yeah. And your
Every
bill
year.
just happens to go up.
And they just happen to be like, oh, just trade in the old one, and it won't cost you nothing. And you're like, I will keep paying $40 a month, and I
Right.
will enjoy this new chip.
Oh my god.
It's hilarious.
Yeah,
dude.
dude. I got an Android, and it's funny to me that people still like, all the time, like, I'll text somebody and they'll be like, liked my 2-page long message in quotes, and like, living that life. I'm like, technology is so funny with that whole like, they're like butting heads, and they're like, no, we won't. You do this. No, you do this.
It's all the same thing now.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's reached, when something new starts, you see like the fit, and everybody picks a side. But we plateaued. Moore's Law. Just look into Moore's Law. It's very real. Everything will, and then eventually it hits a plateau, and we'll just stay at a constant for, could be 1 year, could be 100 years. There is no determination of how long that constant. But with that stuff, we're right at it. Like, who gives a fuck?
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, your phone got 70,000 cameras in it, dude.
Right. Yeah. It's like, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they all still look bad. And in 1 year's time, the next thing's gonna make that look like a fucking rock in a potato.
right. Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. They're like, this one has HDR with
Like the iPhone 3 was a powerhouse of a phone. Like it set benchmarks we thought not possible. The camera, oh my God, amazing. Go turn that fucking phone on right now and tell me what's amazing about it. You're like, this is trash.
Right.
Smash it on the ground.
Got a 480p screen. I can see the pixels on this.
I
bad
wouldn't
boy.
give this shit to my kid.
Your kid would be like, what the fuck?
What the fuck is this? Yeah. And brand new baby, iPhone 3. Goo goo, no.
Get the fuck on. I can't play Candy Crush on this.
Exactly, dude.
Does it have Flappy Bird?
That's right.
Oh, dude, that's a good point.
That's
a deep cut right there.
That is a deep cut because that dude lost out on millions on purpose.
Yeah, weird. Dude, if I had something like that people wanted to pay money for, I'd be like, here you fucking go.
I'll never understand. I mean, he could have used it for philanthropy if he didn't want the money.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
Yeah.
just give the shit away. Mr. Beast it out of your body.
Right.
But damn, bro.
Oh, yes. Dude,
being a philanthropist was kind of like slow.
I hope you just coined the verbiage of Mr. Beast right there. Let's get that on the
Beast, get out
record
of your
right
body.
now. Yeah, that's a quote for the ages right there. That's funny.
We've had a couple on this fucking show. The fucking human Beyblades from Zachary.
God.
That shit was.
You ever had a Pizookie?
Yeah, Pizookie. Exactly. What is that? When I say the word Pizookie, where does your mind go? Just be honest.
I feel like that's either got to be some sort of like firework or dessert.
Damn. See, mine went sex toy. Yeah.
Wait, what is it?
It's a dessert.
What?
It's a dessert. Yeah, it really is. You nailed it.
I didn't know. Okay, no. What type of dessert is it?
It's like a cookie pizza.
Yeah. No. It's a pie cookie.
Pie cookie.
I can't believe
DJ's Brew House.
Yeah. It's a
Wow.
local.
7, 8 or 9.
Oh,
Yeah.
a pie cookie.
Well, like the
Pie
first,
pizza
literally.
It's a cookie.
Yes.
The shape of a pie with like ice cream and shit.
Yeah. So our first podcast back was with Mac Louie, and we're just talking and bullshit, and he drops Pizookie on the table, and I was like, "There's a cut where I go." And I look over at Kurt. I'm like, "What the fuck?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he keeps talking. I'm like, "Wait! You can't just skip over fucking Pizookie."
People, yeah.
It was such a strange moment.
All right. Well, at some point, I'm gonna have to get some further education on this because how do you spell that?
Yeah, exactly. Still don't know.
All right, fair enough.
There's a Z for sure. Z. Yeah, still don't know. It does sound like pizza. See, it was so confused. We had a 30-minute Pizookie conversation because I wasn't.
Oh my god, that's wild.
Because at first I thought he was making shit up. I thought he was just adding to the thing, being funny.
Right.
No, he
Well,
was very real about it.
I know what I need to put in my stomach in the next.
Shout out Mac Louie. He needs to play a show again. Yeah, maybe go to Chili's though. BJ's is just fucking Chili's.
BJ's is like overpriced.
It's just Chili's for people who can't get in Chili's because Chili's is packed.
Oof. Fair enough.
Yeah, it's overflow Chili's.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So what's the future hold for you, buddy?
So, yeah, right now I'm working on this album. Currently producing it, taking the demos, and like doing all of that. I'm shooting for like May release, and I'm doing like a Kickstarter for a vinyl run of it. I've never done vinyl.
You might need to look into something. There
What's
is a
that?
company that will let you pre-order the vinyl, and if you hit your mark, then they make it.
Ah, wait, I think I've heard of that one.
Uniwa, yeah. So go to Uni. Do you know? Are you familiar with Uniwa? He's a local guy. He does DJ. Look up his posts. I might could find it. His Instagram might be better. It was over a year ago, but he partnered, and you can do it. I went and looked. Anyone can sign up for it, and you just get a link, and it's a pre-order link, and you can set up the artwork. Set up the salesmanship of it, and if you say you want to press 100 vinyls, that's roughly $1,200.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yep.
You get to. Once you hit the sales goal of $1,200, they'll print the 100 vinyls because you're going to make
Right.
if you're selling them $30 a piece, you're going to make $3,000. So you're doubling your investment, but you don't have to touch the investment.
That's rad.
It is rad.
I think I was looking into that. I think right now, like I'm at the point where I don't know that I could get enough pre-orders to get to that point.
Fair.
However, I just started that Kickstarter. I set like $750, which is like that was enough to let me justify throwing the rest of my cash at it.
Yeah.
And like it hit the goal in like less than a week. It's like
Damn,
thanks,
dude,
man.
that's
I'm
awesome.
Excited. Yeah, we're at like $900 something, and
She might fund the whole damn thing.
dude, yeah. So like there's this one express. Have you ever heard of Moby Neko?
No.
It's a presser. It's the only one I found that is willing to do an actual pressing, not a lathe cut, of only 50-piece order. And they just started a new service called Moby Neko Express. You guys know about all the shortages and shit.
Yeah.
How it's taking like 6 to 9 months.
Some bands.
To actually get it going. This new service is supposed to get it out in like 3 months.
Holy shit.
Yeah, even with all this shit going on.
I'm just waiting for the 3D printer version, man. It's coming.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to be working on the thing where
That's
it's like,
a good
just print
point.
the shit at home, dude.
God damn, yeah. As soon as I do this, they'll be like, brand new thing.
And it's only $1,000, and you're like, I just spent a fucking $1,000.
It takes 19 hours to print
A record, yeah, it'll take 19 hours to print
Right.
a record, and then you have to print the jacket fold, all that stuff. So it's
Right.
they got a long way to go.
For sure. But yeah, so I got that Kickstarted. I was going to
That's
say...
amazing, dude.
Yeah, dude, I'm so fucking excited about that. I'm trying to get some more pre-orders on it because you know, if I get to a certain point, I can justify getting the 100-piece, which is definitely lower unit. But right now, I'm just going to order 50. They'll even do 25, but it's like 30-something a unit cost.
Ooh.
So it's like, I don't need to do that. Like, I don't think anybody's going to pay more than like 35,
Well,
40
you would just
for
be
the
making
record.
your money back at that point because you're going to do 30.
Exactly.
Like most records are 30. That's a reasonable cost. And it's like, well, it's just cool that they exist. That's kind of that thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool that they'll do a pressing that low, but I'm going to go with 50 and we'll see how it goes. I'm stoked on it. It's going to be
wicked.
rad. And yeah, we'll see how it turns out. And then other than that, like I'm still trying to like piece together a more permanent band so I can do
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Yeah,
more like full band shows. In the meantime, like I have a solo show in like 2 weeks at Goosetown Tavern in Denver, and it's gonna be like me playing to backing tracks of my songs on a guitar and on a piano because I'm gonna be showcasing like my current album, which is like very guitar based for the most part,
Right,
and then
and
this
the
new
piano
one,
one.
which is super piano based. And then kind of mixing in like some covers and like I do a lot of like loop covers, you know, like laying down a layer and like building up on it a little bit.
all
So
about layers.
yeah, so I'm trying out that. I've never taken that to a venue. It's kind of like I'm adapting my live stream for a venue.
Okay,
So we'll see how that goes.
you're a very crafty fella.
I'm trying to like work with what I got, and
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
got mostly is just my fucking self. So like
You're fucking making it work. I love it.
yeah, dude. I'm really excited about it. I like had to play all the instruments except for drums on this last record, and the guy who came in and fucking like hammered it out. We did like 11 songs in like one like 7-hour recording session, and he had never played them before. And I was like, we just have to envision it, you know. And with
Focus.
this one, I might do MIDI drums or I might record them myself. It just depends on how things
They're pretty
go.
much there with the MIDI drum thing anyway. So I think the cymbals are still kind of bullshit, but the toms are like, I mean, you don't even have to fucking. They come in mastered.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
they're already polished and perfect. It's just like you just hit the damn thing and it's like it's perfect.
For sure. Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like I
Yeah.
like the rawness of it, so I'm like very hesitant to go with that. But as far as like money goes, I'm like,
I wish I had mine. I'd send them to you. We paid money to have my drum kit sampled, and it is like big.
that's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's so sick.
Hell yeah. So you got
I don't
your
know
own
why I don't
sample
have- I need
pack?
to look into that. Actually, yes, I do.
That's fucking
I
sweet.
still don't fucking have them though. That was like a year ago. I really.
What?
I
Oh,
need
you
to-
sent them out and you haven't got them back yet? You better holla
I
at that.
forget. I forget shit.
Dude, that would be rad as fuck, bro. And then you just post that and be like, yo, if you want me to feature on the shit.
Pay for the feature, not
Right.
the tracks. I was probably just gonna do it in a link, like a Dropbox, and just be like, whoever wants it, you can just have it.
Right, exactly. That's fucking rad.
Or
Need
like-
a little core in your life.
Yeah, man, they sound amazing. Shout out Dalton Kennerly.
That's cool, man.
He made them sound fucking incredible.
That's rad.
It's wild, big, huge fucking sound. Boom. But they're not like that over polished thing is because like when I went in there, I was like, I had a very specific tone I wanted. I was like, I want like 1970s John Bonham big, but if he was alive today,
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
like just a little
and
more.
they nailed it?
Oh, I personally
Hell
think
yeah.
he fucking nailed it.
Well, if you get that back, I would love to hear it. Yeah, that would be awesome.
I have the record. I just don't have the stems for just the drums.
Well, I'll take whatever you got.
I'll show you. I'll show you a song. He's got that fancy, nice speaker, big bass.
Hell yeah. Awesome.
Play a song.
Perfect.
How long have we been going?
I don't know.
2 hours and 13 minutes.
Oh, shit.
Fucking.
No way.
I'm telling you, dude, melts away.
Damn.
It's
Okay.
so crazy. We're good.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like it might be hitting the 2 hour mark. I'm telling you, isn't it wild?
Yeah, dude. I thought we were going for like maybe an hour.
See,
Yeah.
it's wild.
You guys are fun to talk to. How you do that?
Well, plug your stuff, dude. I mean, I know you just did, but
Oh,
say
yeah.
it once again. And
Yeah,
Then,
so my name's Mike Railey, not Riley. It's pronounced Railey.
thank you, because I've been saying Riley.
No
Very
worries.
good.
Yeah, anyway, I'm a solo artist. I live in Denver now, from Arkansas. I be trying to replace my roots back here and do more stuff around because I'd like to make band stuff happen here too, like with that extension of those shows. But anyway, yeah, I got an album out right now. It's called These Octagonal Eyes. And it's like a cool indie rock record, kind of like 90s alt rock meets like modern, like beach house and Torre Moi and like Death Cab vibes.
Hell
Yeah, and then this album I'm working on right now is called Pont Neuf. It's a very singer-songwriter-y piano record. Weezer's OK Human was a very big influence, as well as Cat Stevens and like just like old school, you know, like just songwriter throwing his heart out on the table sort of deal. And yeah.
Instagram?
Yeah, I got an Instagram. It's at Mike Railey. My YouTube is like Mike Railey on YouTube, and let's see, you know, follow me on Spotify. I'm over there. Bands I've been in the past: Technicolor Riots, The Sporting Cast. Yeah, all that's out there. And what else? What other boxes? I got a Bandcamp and stuff. You like that shit? I try to put my stuff out there. I got a TikTok. It's like Mike_Railey or some shit.
Right.
I'm on the socials for the most part.
Just hit
Check
my
it
link
out.
tree.
Yeah, hit my link tree, baby.
There you go.
Yeah, Linktree/Mike Railey. Boom.
And Patreon and Instagram. That's what you go to. Facebook, sort of. All right, everybody.